Chapter 738. Zhuo Meiyan rushed all the way back to Northern Ji. The reason why she chose to help Su Yun with this matter was definitely not because she wanted Yi Fala to get back the power and freedom to serve his sentence outside the prison. She hoped that Su Yun could get back his own freedom. To a certain extent, the reason why Su Yun didn't care about Sky Entertainment Group was because of all the troubles around him. For Su Yun, he was someone who treated owing favors as very important. After Zhuo Meiyan helped Su Yun return Yi Fala's favor, she hoped that Su Yun would be able to completely remove himself from those troublesome matters. The prototype of the movie plaza was basically completed and would be completed soon. At that time, Zhuo Meiyan hoped that Su Yun would be able to put down everything and devote himself to Sky Entertainment Group. In the next few months, Zhuo Meiyan needed Su Yun to solve the problems around him as soon as possible. Otherwise, she knew that Su Yun wouldn't be able to ignore the outside world. Even if Su Yun's plan was a desperate gamble, Zhuo Meiyan would unconditionally support all of his decisions. Perhaps for someone like Yonghe, who wouldn't leave any traces behind, only by finding a way to create evidence of his crimes could he truly end his life of impunity. Although it went against his principles, Su Yun had no choice. Using conventional methods to catch Yonghe would only result in failure. It would only give Yonghe more confidence and allow him to do his dirty deeds even more unscrupulously. Su Yun wouldn't allow such a thing to happen again. Of course, Zhuo Meiyan would choose to help him without hesitation. When Zhuo Meiyan appeared at the entrance of Sky Entertainment Group, Zhuo Yeming and Wang Zhe were already waiting for her. "How's the thing I asked you to do?" Zhuo Meiyan rolled down the window and didn't even get out of the car. Zhuo Yeming nodded. I've already found it. Sis, why are you suddenly in the mood to care about this matter? Isn't the movie plaza enough for you to worry about? That's right, President Zhuo. If you want to deal with this kind of thing, just give me a call and let me handle it. Wang Zhe said, "These bastards just can't be destroyed by a wildfire. They'll grow again when the spring breeze blows. We've been dealing with them batch by batch. You don't have to be distracted anymore." "Get in the car," Zhuo Meiyan said. "This time, it's different from before. Take me to see this white snake's head." After the three of them left Sky Entertainment Group, Zhuo Meiyan quickly followed the information provided by Zhuo Yeming and arrived at a Korean barbecue restaurant called Imperial Barbecue. If it weren't for her brother, she would have found it hard to believe that the owner of such a legitimate barbecue restaurant was the head of the Northern Ji Baibao. "How many people are there, sir?" The waiter hurried forward when he saw a customer enter the restaurant. Zhuo Yeming said impatiently, "Who eats at this hour? Where's your boss?" "Are you looking for our boss?" The waiter nodded. "He's in the warehouse at the back. I'll call him for you." "No need, we'll go by ourselves," Zhuo Yeming said and led the way with big strides. There was a secret door on the left of the front desk. After going out, there was a large warehouse. The refrigerated food and other things that the restaurant needed were all stored here. When Zhuo Yeming opened the door of the warehouse, four men who were playing mahjong inside stared at the door nervously. There was a stack of $100 bills in front of each of them. It looked like they were having a lot of fun. The warehouse was filled with smoke. There was a row of freezers on the left, and a pair of boxes of various vegetables and fruits on the right. There was a mahjong table in the middle. The four men around the table stood up one after another. "What do you do?" A bald man sitting on the west side stood up and asked in a displeased tone. Zhuo Yeming ignored him. "Who's Lao Bai?" F***CK. A man in a jacket sitting on the north side stood up. "How dare you call him Lao Bai? Who the F***CK are you? Who do you think our brother Bai is?" Without saying anything, Wang Zhe swung his tail and sent the man in the jacket flying with a beautiful whip kick. His head hit the freezer directly. The man in the jacket suffered a lot from this thunderous blow. He didn't even make a sound and directly fainted on the ground. The imposing manner of this sudden attack was a bit too ferocious. The other three people present were dumbfounded. The arrogant Baldy couldn't help but take a step back. They were all people in the society who had participated in hundreds of group fights. When the man in front of them made a move, they knew that they were no match for him. Who would be stupid enough to ask for a beating? After all, they were here for Lao Bai, not for them. I'm Lao Bai. On the east side of the mahjong table, a 35-year-old man wearing a checkered shirt spoke. Why are you looking for me? Because the door to the warehouse had been opened, the smell of smoke had dissipated quite a bit. Zhuo Meiyan then walked into the warehouse unhurriedly. Since you've admitted it, then I'll be frank. I want all the goods you have. The three men in the room who were still conscious looked at each other. Although this woman was stunning, she had a noble aura that they couldn't touch. They didn't dare to speak carelessly. Lao Bai said cautiously, Miss, I don't quite understand what you mean. Don't make me waste my breath. Zhuo Meiyan said, Since I can find you here, it means that I know what you do. I'll only repeat my words. I want all the goods you have. Lao Bai's Adam's apple bobbed. This woman's aggressive aura made him feel very strong invisible pressure. I really don't know what you mean. What goods do you want? I don't deliver food here, nor do I do cold and fresh meat business. Are you looking for the wrong person? The bald man stepped forward. There's also someone called Lao Bai over there. Wang Zhe suddenly grabbed the bald man's collar and pushed him against the wall. You don't have the right to speak here. If you don't want to end up like the guy on the ground, shut up. The bald man's throat was choked by Wang Zhe's hand. He couldn't even breathe freely. His entire face was red. He had been in the underworld for many years and was afraid of many people. However, today was the first time he encountered someone who could make him so afraid that he didn't even dare to fight back. The difference in strength was too great. It was so great that he didn't even dare to look at the other party. Wang Zesong swung his hand, and the bald head fell back into the pile of boxes filled with vegetables and fruits. The tomatoes that he knocked over completely stained his clothes. Brother, let's talk nicely. Don't fight, okay? Lao Bai couldn't see through the background of these three people. However, they were so well trained that they would definitely be at a disadvantage. He could only think of a way to calm them down. What do you want? Zhuo Yeming stepped forward. My sister already said that we want all the goods you have. Do you need me to repeat myself? When Zhuo Yeming walked in front of Lao Bai couldn't help but take a step back. Ha ha ha. Well said, well said. Since you found me, then I don't need to pretend to be a good person. Brother, you want the goods, sure, but I don't see any money. Ha ha, in my business, one hand for the money, one hand for the goods. This is the rule. Zhuo Yeming grabbed Lao Bai's collar and pressed him against the freezer with a loud thud. Rules of the trade. Did my sister say that she wants to buy it? Listen carefully. My sister is saying that she wants all the goods you have. She didn't say that she would give you money. Little brother, if you don't give us money, I'm afraid we can't do this business. Lao Bai suddenly took out a Type 54 pistol from behind him and pointed it at Zhuo Yeming's head. Ha ha, in our business, we have to be careful. I'm afraid that someone will be ruthless. After the sudden change, the bald man and the other fat man were emboldened. After all, Lao Bai had a gun. F***CK. You don't even know who Master Bai is before you come here to cause trouble. The bald man stood up and saw that he was filthy. He immediately vented his anger on Wang Zhe. You hit me just now, right? Try moving again. Wang Zhe didn't care about his bullshit threat. He slammed his heel on the bald man's face. This time, the bald man's face was dyed red. Blood flowed from his nose and mouth. His brain short-circuited in an instant, and he fell to the ground with a thud. How could Lao Bai and the fat man not be shocked? They had already pointed a gun at the other party's head, but the other party was still so unscrupulous. Although Zhuo Yeming had a gun pointed at his head, he wasn't nervous at all. Has anyone ever told you that a gun without the safety is no different from a toy? It's not a threat at all. Only then did Lao Bai come to a sudden realization. Just as he was about to release the safety, Zhuo Meiyan effortlessly snatched the gun from Lao Bai's hands. She easily released the safety and pressed the gun directly against Lao Bai's forehead. I was wrong. I was wrong. I'll give you anything you want. Everything. Lao Bai didn't hesitate at all. He directly knelt on the ground. Nothing was more valuable than a life. He had been in society for so many years, and he firmly believed in this. The fat man, who was timid and didn't dare to speak, was dumbfounded. Seeing Lao Bai kneel, he couldn't do anything. I'm the chef here. Don't hurt me. I don't know anything. I was just dragged here by the boss to play mahjong. I really don't know anything. There are no good people who work for him. Wang Zhe picked up the fat man. Go to the wall and squat with your hands on your head. The fat man didn't say anything and did as he was told. Where are the goods? Zhou Yeming said. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. In the freezer. Lao Bai was so scared that he almost wet his pants. Wasn't this counting too fast? He didn't give him any time to think. Zhou Yeming wasn't stupid enough to count slowly and give him a chance to think. Wasn't it like this in movies? Usually, when the bad guys were caught and counted to 3, they would slowly count to 2. Then, the bad guys would think of some evil plan to turn the tables. Zhou Yeming didn't have the mood to let Lao Bai turn the tables. Lao Bai had the gun pointed at the back of his head. He personally dug out 2 big bags of white goods from the bottom of the freezer. I'll give them to you. Please don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Zhou Yeming gave Wang Zhe a look. Wang Zhe personally searched all the refrigerators again and found 2 big bags of white goods. Zhou Yeming sneered. You really won't give up until you see the Yellow River. You won't shed tears until you see the coffin. Brother, no, big brother, don't be so rude. It's all in front of you now. Can you please let us live? Lao Bai begged. Zhou Meiyan signaled for them to take the goods and leave. They shouldn't waste time on this. Zhou Yeming threw the gun to the ground. He and Wang Zhe each took 2 bags and prepared to leave. Lao Bai didn't give up and rolled on the ground. He picked up the gun and shouted angrily, "Put down my things." Zhou Yeming turned around and smiled. At this moment, the boss realized that although the gun was here, the trigger had been broken by this kid. This gun was just a piece of scrap metal. Wang Zhe did not give Lao Bai a chance to regret his decision. With a volley, Lao Bai's head smashed into the freezer like a soccer ball in a World Cup match. With a muffled groan, Lao Bai passed out. Chapter 739. After the 3 of them returned to the Sky Entertainment Group, Zhou Yeming couldn't help but ask the question that had been on his and Wang Zhe's minds. Sis, we know that you're disgusted with this stuff. Just look at how you've banned artists after they got caught up in drug scandals. It's clear what your stance is. But, why did you bring these 4 bags with you? Each bag is 5 kilograms. These are 20 kilograms of white goods. More than 50 grams of heroin and methamphetamine is a heavy sentence. I know what you mean. You want to ask me why I didn't call the police and instead brought these things back, right? Zhou Meiyan said, because I need these things. That guy got lucky this time. Although we took so much of the stock, he didn't need to get shot. Wang Zhe looked at Zhou Meiyan, not knowing what to do. Director Zhou, you didn't even touch these things in the past. Why now? I don't understand. Do you think I'm using them for myself? Zhou Meiyan rolled her eyes. Let me tell you, you're thinking too much. I'm not a drug addict. Su Yun needs these things. He asked me to get them for him. These should be enough for him. I need you to do something for me now. Take these things to Shenzhen and wait for Su Yun. Zhou Yeming's eyes widened. Sis? Are you crazy? Why would Brother Yun need so much of this stuff? You're helping him? Do you have any principles? This isn't something to be proud of. You're doing something illegal. I don't believe that you and Brother Yun would do something like this. Director Zhou, I have to say something. If this was really what Brother Yun needed, you should have stopped him immediately instead of indulging him. Wang Zhe said, although I usually listen to your orders, I really can't do this. I believe that if Brother Dong was here, he would have stopped you. Zhuo Meiyan shook her head helplessly. Has the Su Yun you know done anything against his principles? Has he done anything that betrays humanity? Whether he is a good man or not, we all have a definition in our hearts. He has never done any of those messy things. This is something we all know. Do you think he wants these white goods to do something criminal? He only wants to control and stop crime. Although it sounds unbelievable, he has his ways. When traditional methods can't achieve his goal and can't catch the real criminals, it's necessary for him to find another way. Zhuo Yeming was getting more and more confused. Sis, can you make it simpler? What does my future brother-in-law want these things for? To deal with Yonghe's business. Zhuo Meiyan said, I know you're curious, but I don't know the details. I only know that I have to trust him. And I think you all know that he's trustworthy. When you reach Shenzhen, he will naturally contact you when he needs you. By then, you will know the details of the plan. Wang Zhe nodded. I believe what Big Brother Yun wants me to do. I believe that he wouldn't do anything rash. He must have his reasons for doing so. Isn't this acting recklessly? Zhuo Yeming objected. Sis, don't say that you don't know the details. Wang Zhe, don't say that you don't understand why Su Yun wants to do this. He wants these things, and his position is clear. No matter how good a hunter Yonghe is, he can't beat a fox. So, he wants to use this kind of trap-like method to dig a big hole for Yonghe. This is obviously not a conventional method, so the police will not agree with his method. Zhuo Meiyan glanced at Zhuo Yeming. Unless you have a better idea, what should we do? Zhuo Yeming scratched his head hard. There was really nothing he could do about it. Yonghe was notorious in the drug trade. Everyone knew that he was a big drug dealer, but no one could find any evidence of him selling drugs. Even though the police had caught him several times, they couldn't do anything to him in the end because of insufficient evidence. But, why does Brother Yun have a problem with Yonghe? Wang Zhe was confused. If there wasn't a girl called Qin Wan'er in the police, do you think Su Yun is a philanthropist? Would he like to clean up the mess for the police? Zhuo Meiyan snorted. He doesn't like to cooperate with the police at all. But sometimes, there are things that can't be helped. He's already on the police's boat. If he doesn't arrest Yonghe, the police won't let him get off. Sky Entertainment's movie plaza will be completed soon. I don't want Su Yun to be troubled by so many things at that time. Zhuo Yeming and Wang Zhe understood now. They nodded. Zhuo Meiyan didn't do this on her own accord, but she had to help Su Yun. Some things couldn't be explained with words. Then we'll take these things to Shenzhen tonight. Zhuo Yeming said, It's the first time we're taking these things on the road. It's a bit exciting. Wang Zhe smiled bitterly and shook his head. If we're investigated by the police in Shenzhen, I hope Brother Yun can bail us out. Phew. We haven't even started and you're already withering. Zhuo Yeming grinned. Don't doubt your own abilities. With our intelligence, we're better than those drug dealers, right? If they can do it, how can we not do it? Zhuo Meiyan said seriously, You must complete this task seriously. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, we'll definitely complete the task. Zhuo Yeming and Wang Zhe made a promise. We won't disappoint you. Zhuo Meiyan nodded. After dinner, get ready to go. During Tang Jiu's stay in Qingdao, she was already quite familiar with the city. After all, this was also a city famous for tourism. Su Yun and Yi Fala couldn't stay idle here. They spent the whole day traveling with Tang Jiu. After returning to the hotel, Yi Fala was about to take a bath to relax her body when she received a call from Shenzhen. Yonghe. Yi Fala said calmly, Have you thought about it? Yonghe didn't answer Yi Fala. Yi Fala, since you want to cooperate, why did you suddenly disappear? It'll make it hard for me to trust you. Sorry, I don't need you to trust me. I can't stay in Shenzhen and wait for news for someone like you who I'm not sure about cooperating with. Yi Fala said, You want to know where I am? No problem, I can tell you. I'm in Yenjing with young Master Su. Yonghe paused for a moment and continued, You're still in the mood to go to Yenjing at this juncture? Ha ha ha. You really make me admire you. Yonghe, let's cut the crap. Yi Fala said, I don't need to report everything to you, but for the sake of our cooperation, I can explain it to you. Young Master Su is our source of funds. He wants to go to Yenjing to find his fiancée and explain our relationship. Of course, I can't let him come alone. He's my last hope. If it's you, you won't let go of your last hope, right? If you say so, I can understand, Yonghe said. Yonghe said, If that's the case, I might as well tell you that I've considered your proposal. If you want me to contact those overseas tycoons, I'll need 2 days. I just don't know how you'll explain this to your young Master Su in 2 days. Yi Fala smiled. This is simple. You don't need to worry about it. I'm confident that I can let a man who has a headache because of his fiancée try some high-quality goods. As long as he takes it a few times in a row, I naturally have a way to lead him by the nose. However, I can't promise you when I can return to Shenzhen. Yonghe said very firmly, 2 days. I'll only give you 2 days. If you can't bring him back in 2 days, then our cooperation can't proceed. Black Widow, even if you have to use your body, you have to find a way to bring that perverted brat back to Shenzhen. 2 days later, at midnight, we'll meet in the underground parking lot of Zhonghai Building. Zhonghai Building? Yi Fala frowned. You mean the Zhonghai Building that's about to explode? Yonghe nodded. Of course. Is there a second place that's so hidden in Shenzhen? Yi Fala, for our future, I think you know what you should do, right? I'll do it. Yi Fala didn't waste any more time. She hung up the phone and went to talk to Su Yun about this matter. The time Yonghe gave could be said to be quite sudden and far exceeded her expectations. In her opinion, it would take some time to contact the big shots outside the country. How could it be done in 2 days? After Yonghe hung up the phone, he turned to Guang and said, How is it? Did you trace the phone signal? Guang nodded and pointed at the red on the map on the computer screen. I found it. The signal source is from Qingdao. It's not from Yenjing. Yi Fala didn't tell us the truth. Boss, I don't think we should trust them. Of course we shouldn't. Yonghe narrowed his eyes. The reason he kept Guang by his side was definitely not because this guy was suitable to be his disciple, but because Guang had the ability to hack computers. Find a way to enter the Shenzhen Police Network database. I need to check the information of all the Shenzhen police personnel. Yes. Guang quickly typed on the keyboard in front of the computer. After about 10 minutes, this guy cracked the firewall of the police database and directly hacked in. Yonghe leaned over and looked at the photos on the computer screen. He asked Guang to click on the photos one by one. 20 minutes later, Yonghe suddenly asked Guang to stop. Guang immediately stopped what he was doing. He had always thought that Yonghe was trying to find young Master Su's photo among the photos of the male police officers. He didn't understand what was so interesting about the woman's photo. In his mind, although Yonghe was interested in women, he wasn't an obsessed pervert. The two of them stared at the photo of a policewoman on the screen for a long time without looking away. Don't you think she looks familiar? Yonghe's mouth revealed a sinister smile. Guang nodded. Indeed, she looked very familiar. Suddenly, he stood up and pointed at the photo on the computer screen. Isn't this young Master Su's fiancée? Chapter 740. When Yi Fala came to Su Yun's room, Tang Jiao and Su Yun were talking about something. She interrupted them embarrassedly. Miss Tang, I didn't mean to offend you, but I had to interrupt your conversation. I have something important to tell Su Yun. Yes, I understand. Tang Jiao smiled. I knew that Su Yun wouldn't have time to come to Qingdao to play with me. You guys talk. I'll go back and rest first. I'm really sorry, Yi Fala said. Yi Fala said, I believe you and Su Yun must have a lot to talk about. I only need a few minutes, really. Tang Jiao stood up with a smile and prepared to leave. Tang Jiao, Thank you for your understanding. Su-yun, although I do have something to deal with now, you can't say that I didn't come here to see you. If it weren't for you on Qingdao, I wouldn't have come here. Don't think of me as such a bad person. I've always treated you as a good friend. Good friend? Just a good friend? Of course, Tang Jiu wouldn't voice her doubts out loud. She nodded generously. Okay, I know you came here to see me. Is this okay? Haha, if you have something important to talk about, then hurry up and talk about it. I don't want to be a burden. I'll go back first. Good night. I hope you have good dreams tonight. Good night, Su-yun and Yi-Fala said in unison. After Tang Jiu left Su-yun's room, Yi-Fala said, Yonghe called just now. He asked me where I was, and I told him the countermeasures we discussed before. Then he told me that 2 days later, at 12 o'clock in the evening, we'll meet in the underground parking lot of Zhonghai Building, which is about to be blown up. He will contact those people outside the country. Su-yun frowned, but soon calmed down. 2 days? Is he really sure that he only needs 2 days to invite those drug lords outside the country to Xinjiang? I don't believe it either, Yi-Fala said. I thought that Yonghe would need at least a week or even 10 days to do this, but he did it so suddenly. I'm worried that he might have seen through something. After all, Yonghe is too cunning. Su-yun's eyes suddenly lit up. Give me your phone. Yi-Fala immediately passed the phone to Su-yun. Su-yun quickly opened the network settings and saw that the phone's GPS was turned on. His eyes instantly narrowed into a line. I think Yonghe already knows that we're not in Yanjing, but in Qingdao. Yi-Fala blamed himself for his carelessness. Then what should we do? Should we hurry up and contact Chief Qin to explain the situation? Su-yun shook his head. No need. We seem to have overlooked a problem. Yonghe must have a computer expert by his side. The fact that he was able to escape danger so many times proved that he had the ability to obtain information in advance. If he really has a hacker expert by his side, it wouldn't be difficult for him to enter the confidential network database of the police. Yi-Fala's eyes widened. The police couldn't have uploaded all of this onto the internet, right? I can't be sure about this, but I can be sure of one thing. Qin Wan-er's information is definitely in the police network database. Su-yun took a deep breath. Yonghe has already met Qin Wan-er. He wouldn't believe that a super playboy like me would be engaged to an ordinary policewoman. In other words, Yonghe has already seen through our plan. Yi-Fala's mood instantly fell to the bottom. In that case, we don't have a chance now. Su-yun shook his head. No, since Yonghe said that he would meet us in 2 days, we still have to meet him. Yi-Fala said with certainty, that's because he definitely wants to get rid of us and let the Shenzhong police know that he, Yonghe, isn't someone that anyone can mess with. I knew that he wouldn't be able to solve the problem of contacting all of the foreign drug lords in 2 days. He never planned on trusting us from the start. If Yonghe was such a trusting person, I'm afraid that he would have been shot long ago, Su-yun said. Yi-Fala was somewhat puzzled. In that case, you knew from the start that he wouldn't trust us so easily? Su-yun nodded. You can say that. Yi-Fala completely couldn't understand what Su-yun was thinking. Then why did you agree to the police? Then, why did you continue to disguise your identity for Yonghe to see? Su-yun smiled slightly. Because I don't have any other choice. Before I came into contact with Yonghe, I didn't think that he would be such a difficult opponent. When I knew that he was such an opponent, I already agreed to all of the police's requests. I have to keep my promises to others, otherwise, I would be breaking my promise. Yi-Fala shook his head helplessly. But now, you still have to break your promise because Yonghe definitely won't appear in 2 days. No, I believe that he will definitely appear. Su-yun. Because he is confident that the police won't be able to get any evidence to convict him, so he will definitely appear. If the police can't get any evidence, then they have no reason to arrest him. He can still get away with it, but we are doomed to fail, and we still have to continue this failure? Yi-Fala said. Then, are you doing all of this just to show the police? To let them know that you did your best? Su Yun shrugged his shoulders and didn't answer. Su Yun, this is meaningless, Yi Fala said. Even if the police know that we did our best, if they can't catch Yonghe, they will still put the blame on us, and I won't have the chance to redeem myself. Don't think of it so badly. Su Yun smiled slightly. Everything is like a football match. A 0-0 situation may last for 89 minutes, but until the last minute, no one dares to say that it is a draw. Yi Fala shook his head. This is not a draw, and the situation is not 0-0. It is 1-0. Yonghe is 1, and we are 0. Although Yi Fala was very disappointed, it didn't affect Su Yun's mood at all. Su Yun still smiled and said, I don't know if you like to watch football, but I can be considered a fake football fan. I remember in 2004, in a league game in the Bundesliga, 1860 Munich scored 2 goals in the last 5 minutes and defeated Felt. Of course, no one pays attention to the two. I know because Xiao Jiaer, who scored the penalty shot, was playing for 1860 Munich at that time. Although he didn't play in that game, Yi Fala couldn't help but laugh at Su Yun's optimism. It seems that you are still very confident that you can pull back the score at the last minute and turn defeat into victory. Of course. Su Yun nodded. There are still 2 days. 2 days is more than 5 minutes. There are still a lot of things that we can do. The only regret is that we can't let Tang Jiu take us to the beach tomorrow. Yi Fala smiled. The current temperature isn't suitable for bathing, right? My main purpose isn't to bathe. I'm going to look at bikinis. Su Yun touched his chin. I think your figure should be about the same as Tang Jiu's, right? If you want to see, I can show you now. Yi Fala was both angry and amused. Stop joking around. When are we going back? Tomorrow morning back to Shenzhen. Su Yun immediately decided. He had just received a message from Zhua Meiyan saying that everything was settled. Zhua Yeming and Wang Zhe had already brought their things and rushed to Shenzhen overnight. Su Yun didn't have that in his car, so he didn't need to rush at night. It wasn't too late to get back on the road tomorrow. Moreover, he had to give Tang Jiu some time to react. Suddenly coming and suddenly leaving, for a girl, wouldn't her mood fluctuate too much? Yi Fala nodded. Okay, I'll go to sleep first. I'll drive tomorrow. You can go say goodbye to Tang Jiu. I could tell when I was chatting with her. She doesn't just want to be friends with you. I know Tang Jiu is a good girl, but she's my goddaughter's sworn sister. Su Yun, I don't want our relationship to be so complicated and messy. Although Tang Jiu said she was going back to her room to rest, she couldn't fall asleep. She didn't know what was wrong with her. Sometimes, she didn't even want the movie plaza to be completed so quickly. This was because she was worried that once the movie plaza project was completed, she wouldn't have anything to do with Su Yun anymore. This was actually a very cruel situation. Although she had endured a lot of pressure from her family at a young age, she still managed to persevere with Su Yun's help. But she was still a girl. A girl who would fall in love when she was bored. Unfortunately, the man she fell in love with wasn't an ordinary person. It was Su Yun. She didn't know how to love. She didn't know how to share her love like other people. For Su Yun, perhaps he was the most difficult person to face in her life. He was also the person she couldn't let go of the most in her life. The knocking on the door interrupted Tang Jiu's thoughts. She opened the door and realized something when she saw Su Yun standing outside. Aren't you going to invite me in? Su Yun stood at the door and smiled. Tang Jiu came back to her senses and realized that she wasn't dreaming. After Su Yun came in and closed the door, Tang Jiu said, "Sit anywhere." "You're done talking so quickly?" "Yeah. It's not a big deal," Su Yun said. "What do you want to drink?" Tang Jiu knew what to ask and what not to ask. Su Yun didn't answer, nor did he sit down. "I might be returning to Shenzhen tomorrow morning. Thank you for your hard work in the movie plaza." "Thank you." Tang Jiu's body trembled slightly. She didn't speak for a long time. Then, she suddenly turned around and hugged Su Yun. She hugged him tightly like a little girl who was afraid her father would leave her. Su-yun didn't move and let Tang Jiu hug him tightly. Su-yun. Tang Jiu finally opened his mouth. I want to know, if one day the construction of the Qingdao Film and Television Plaza is completed, will our relationship still be the same as it is now? Or will we gradually drift apart until we leave each other and start to live our own lives? In the end, will we become strangers? Su-yun raised his hand and patted Tang Jiu's shoulder. What are you talking about? Our relationship isn't that weak, right? At least, I don't think so. As long as you think that I'm good enough for you and the CEO of Tang Corporation to be friends, then we will never be strangers. Really? Tang Jiu smiled slightly. Then, will you one day think that the CEO of Tang Corporation isn't good enough to be your friend? How is that possible? Su-yun, I'm just a small commoner. Of course, I want to know a few more big bosses. If life becomes difficult in the future and I don't have enough to eat, I'm counting on you to lend me a few thousand yuan. Chapter 741. It wasn't easy to win against Yonghe. Su-yun certainly wouldn't waste a single minute of his precious time. After rushing back to Shenzhen the next morning, he immediately contacted Zhuo Yeming and Wang Zhe. The two of them were smart. After rushing to Shenzhen last night, they didn't go to Xinkai Hotel to get a room to sleep, nor did they dare to go to other hotels to get a room to rest. Instead, they drove to a parking lot and made do for the night. After all, there were 20 kilograms of white goods in the trunk. This wasn't a joke. If they were caught, they would definitely receive a serious sentence. The two of them didn't want to get into trouble because of their carelessness. As long as everything went smoothly, it didn't matter if they had to work a little harder. When Zhuo Yeming received Su-yun's call, Wang Zhe had just bought a few drumsticks, fries, and drinks from a nearby burger shop. Zhuo Yeming turned on the hands-free mode and put the phone on the car center console. After closing the car door and windows, the two of them dipped the fries in ketchup and ate with relish while listening to Su-yun's detailed plan. After Su-yun finished telling them what he had arranged for them to do, the two of them had eaten and drunk enough. They nodded to show that they understood Su-yun's plan. Although this plan was really to trap Yonghe, they had to admit that Su-yun did this for the sake of the final victory. If he didn't do this, it would be impossible to catch Yonghe. After you two are full, go to Xinkai Hotel and ask Sister Shuang to get a room for you to rest. Su-yun finally said, don't be distracted when you're doing serious business at night. Brother, your ears are too sharp. You even heard us eating? Wang Zhe laughed. Do you want to come over and eat? Don't say that the burger shop just now tasted really good. Su-yun wasn't in the mood now. Don't forget to wipe your mouth after eating. If there's nothing special, eat some healthy food. Why don't you buy 100 grams of rice and a serving of Kung Pao chicken? It's popular in Europe and America now. You should follow the trend. Brother-in-law, it's not that we want to eat fast food. It's mainly because there are so many white goods in the car, so we have to be careful. Zhuo Yeming smiled bitterly. The task you gave me is really not a good one. Let me tell you, if it weren't for my sister, I wouldn't do this for you even if you beat me to death. The risk is too big. Thank you for your hard work. I'll treat you guys to a drink later. Su-yun, I have something to do, so I'll hang up now. Be careful at night. Remember to tell me when you're done, so I'll be mentally prepared. No problem. After the two of them promised, Su-yun hung up the phone. At this time, Zhuo Yeming realized that the car and his body were full of the smell of fried chicken. He hurriedly rolled down the window and said, "Let's go." According to Brother Yun's suggestion, let's go to Xinkai Hotel and get a room to rest. We still have serious business to do tonight. Wang Zhe hesitated for a moment. Are we really going? If you're really sleepy, why don't we find another hotel? My brother, are you really stupid, or did you lose your mind from driving too much? Zhuo Yeming said, other than Xinkai, where else do we dare to go? Don't forget about the things in the car. At least if we go to Xinkai, someone will take care of it, don't you think so? This was really the truth. Wang Zhe nodded. Yes, let's go. Have a good rest. We can't delay the business at night. Su Yun had already called Chong and asked him to arrange for Zhui Yiming and Wang Zhe to check in. Most importantly, he asked Chong to keep an eye on their car and not let anyone get close. As for what was in the car, he didn't say much, and Chong naturally wouldn't ask. Ever since they returned to Shenzhen from Qingdao, Yi Fala had always felt that Su Yun was a little strange. She didn't understand why Su Yun insisted on meeting Yonghe even though he knew that Yonghe had begun to suspect them. This kind of behavior was like, although Su Yun knew that there was an abyss in front of him that he would never be able to return from if he jumped down, he still jumped down without hesitation. Of course, there was also a possibility that this kind of thing could happen, and that was, Su Yun was sure that the abyss he jumped into had a safety net that would allow him to land safely. After Yi Fala brought up her idea and told Su Yun about it, Su Yun smiled and shook his head. Although your analogy is very appropriate, and I do think that there is a safety net in the abyss, I can't guarantee that it will be 100% safe. After all, Yonghe isn't a fool. He might cut off my safety net. If that's the case, I will only die if I jump down. Then why are you still so determined? Yi Fala didn't understand. Su Yun looked at her and said seriously, because of you. Yi Fala didn't speak for a long time. Perhaps this was the only reason why Su Yun did this, because if it wasn't for her, Su Yun wouldn't have gotten involved in this matter at all. I don't want you to take the risk. Why don't we just forget about it? Yonghe isn't that easy to deal with. The police will understand. You're thinking too simply, Su Yun said. After we agreed to this matter with the police, we had to complete it. This is because the higher-ups of the police know how big the merit of arresting Yonghe is. Especially Director Ma Zhongbang, he can use this merit to get a promotion opportunity. Therefore, if this matter doesn't succeed, we won't have a good ending. At least, you definitely won't have any chance to serve your sentence outside of prison. In other words, when you return to prison, you won't be able to have a room and a living room to watch TV. Yi Fala knew that Su Yun wasn't exaggerating at all. The reason why she could have her current level of comfort was because she was useful to the police. If she was no longer useful, the police wouldn't need to continue fighting for her power and freedom. This was a road with no turning back. Now that the boat had reached the middle of the river, there was no turning back. It was the torrential river. No matter if she jumped forward or backward, she couldn't jump ashore. This was Yi Fala's current situation. Although she didn't have a choice, Su Yun did. However, for her sake, Su Yun had chosen an even more thorny path forward. Su Yun, I know you've done your best. Really, even if we can't do anything to Yonghe, I still want to thank you for everything you've done for me, Yi Fala said. You've always felt that you owe me, but in fact, you don't owe me at all. On the contrary, I owe you even more. There's still time for the matter to be settled. Su Yun smiled slightly. What you need to do now is to believe in me. You only need to believe in me and believe that I have a way to take down Yonghe. That's enough. At this point, Yi Fala indeed didn't have any other choice. I believe in you. Su Yun nodded. Don't go out alone, and don't turn on your phone. If Yonghe's people find out that you're already in Xinjiang, he'll be even more vigilant. If that's the case, the situation we're facing will be even more troublesome. I'm going to the police station now. I might have to do something at night, so I might come back a little late. These ready-to-eat food should be enough for you to eat. You don't need my help? Yi Fala was stunned. The biggest help you have to give me now is to not let Yonghe know that you're in Shenzhen, Su Yun said. Leave the rest to me. Trust me, I can do it well. After saying goodbye to Yi Fala, Su Yun zipped up his clothes, put on his baseball cap, and tried his best to cover his eyes. Then, he hurriedly went out, took a taxi, and rushed directly to the Shenzhen City Police Station. Qin Wan didn't expect Su Yun to come back so suddenly. Didn't you say that you were going to stay in Beijing for a few days? Things have changed. Su Yun, I need you to arrange people as soon as possible. Tomorrow night at 12 o'clock sharp, Yi Fala and I will meet with Yonghe at the Zhonghai building that's about to be scrapped. It's in the underground garage. At that time, Yonghe will definitely bring the goods. As long as we meet up, the the police will arrest him. When the time comes, Yonghe won't be able to deny it even if he wants to. Are you sure he will bring the goods? Qin Wan said blankly. It's not that the police haven't launched a sudden arrest before, but they didn't find any stolen goods on Yonghe every time. That's why they haven't been able to convict him. I'm sure he will bring the goods, Su Yun said. And the amount will definitely exceed the amount of heavy sentencing. At that time, you can arrest all of us together. Let Yonghe die a little more unjustly. Qin Wan saw that Su Yun was so confident and felt that this matter was really starting to take shape. Okay, I'll report it to the higher-ups immediately and ask them to arrange for an arrest as soon as possible. Don't worry, before 12 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll definitely bring the people from the Major Crimes Unit to ambush him. Su Yun was stunned. You still have to ask the higher-ups for this? Of course, if we arrest Yonghe, it'll be considered as closing the net, so we have to report it, Qin Wan said. Su Yun's expression was a little conflicted. If you don't report it, how many people can you bring? Well, if you don't report it, I can bring the people from the Major Crimes Unit out, but this is a matter of principle, Qin Wan said. It's definitely something that needs to be approved by the higher-ups. If you don't report it, it's against the rules. Su Yun shook his head. If you really want to arrest Yonghe, then don't report it to the higher-ups. I don't have much confidence in the police. You know that. Now that Yonghe is suspicious, I suspect that someone from the higher-ups will leak information to Yonghe. I hope that you're the only one who knows about this. Qin Wan looked at Su Yun in shock. Do you really think that the police can't be trusted? It's not that the police can't be trusted, it's that some people can't be trusted. Su Yun let out a long breath. Are you talking about Director Ma? Qin Wan said, Su Yun, I feel that I have to explain for Director Ma. Although I don't like his behavior sometimes, he's definitely not that kind of person. I'm sure of that. He won't be defeated by sugar-coated bullets. If Yonghe wants to buy him over, it won't be that easy. Su Yun smiled. Although Director Ma won't be defeated by sugar-coated bullets easily, he might be defeated by someone with a higher position than him. You should understand what I mean, so I can't trust him. Qin Wan was a little surprised. Well, since you said so, I'll do it privately. I believe that my colleagues in the Major Crimes Unit will understand me. Tell the Major Crimes Unit that we're here for an investigation, not an arrest. Then there won't be a problem. Su Yun, remember, tell everyone involved in tomorrow's matter not to say anything. No one can say anything, including their parents. Qin Wan nodded. She wouldn't let Su Yun down. As long as you have enough confidence, I'll cooperate with you unconditionally. What do you need me to do? Just tell me. Chapter 742. When Su Yun left the police station, it was already evening. He found a store that specialized in sportswear and bought 3 sets of pure black sportswear, as well as 3 baseball caps that were large enough to cover half of his face. After that, Su Yun went to the car rental agency and rented an old Jetta that was around 90 years old. To be honest, this car was really sturdy. After driving for over 1,000,000 kilometers, he still felt that there was nothing wrong with it. Tianhai Hotel was also an old 5-star hotel in Shenzhen. In the evening, there was already an endless stream of cars and carriages, and the entrance was as busy as a marketplace. These days, there were more and more rich people, and the level of party invitations naturally increased. In the past, treating people to a meal that cost tens of thousands of yuan was something that only the absolute rich among the rich could do. But now, ordinary middle-class small bosses would feel their hearts ache when spending such a small amount of money. Of course, ordinary people were a different story. Those who could frequent such high-end places were either rich bosses or people with authority. They all had a unified title, and that was leaders. If ordinary people wanted to have money to enter such high-end places at any time, they would have to wait for hundreds of years. Therefore, when Su Yun's Jetta drove into Tianhai Hotel, it looked out of place among the BMWs and Audis. Even the Renault 8K5 and Marable looked down on Su Yun's old Jetta. What made Su Yun the most speechless was that a man driving a new Jetta actually dressed like a dog, just like in the advertisement. He looked at Su Yun with disdain, wondering how Su Yun came from such a place and could afford to eat. Damn, Su Yun was too lazy to pay attention to this kind of guy who came to serve tea. "Sir, are you here to eat?" Even the security guard was a little snobbish as he walked over. An old Volkswagen Jetta was occupying a parking space, and it seemed so out of place. Driving an Audi doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have a loan. Driving a Jetta doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have any savings to enjoy life. Su Yun, why, is there a rule that says that cheap cars can't come in to eat? My car was not cheaper than a Passat 20 years ago. I'm here because your boss is treating me to a meal, do you understand? The security guard looked at Su Yun with an expression of disbelief. Their boss was a reputable figure in Shenzhen. Among the people that he usually interacted with, even those who drove an A6 had to bow to their boss. Today, a person who drove an old Jetta actually dared to speak so arrogantly. For the security guard, it was not convincing at all. However, facts spoke louder than words. When the security guard saw his boss being led by a young man to the old Volkswagen Jetta, he was completely dumbfounded. The saying that one could not judge a book by its cover should be changed now. One could not judge a car by its cover. This must be the Brother Yun that Brother Pigeon mentioned. It's an honor to meet you. The boss of Tianhai was called Du Shulon. He was in his early 40s. It was said that he was related to the most famous boss Yu Sheng in Shenzhong's Du family. Of course, that was all in the past. It was worthless in today's society. Lin Gu stood at the side and smiled. "Mr. Du, it's not appropriate for you to call me brother, right?" "What's not appropriate? Your brother is my brother," Du Shulon said proudly. Su Yun also smiled embarrassedly. "Mr. Du, don't call me that. I really can't take it. You should just call me Su Yun." "Hello, Mr. Du." The security guard greeted nervously. Du Shulon glanced at the security guard and ordered, "Watch Mr. Su's car." "Yes." The three of them then walked into the hotel politely. Du Shulon was very polite to Su Yun and Lin Gu. This was seen by everyone. Along the way, Du Shulon also greeted a few regular customers. However, his focus was definitely on Su Yun and Lin Gu. There was no doubt about this. Du Shulon and Su Yun didn't have any friendship. However, his relationship with Lin Gu was a little interesting. The two of them had known each other for more than 5 years, but they hadn't seen each other for more than 5 years. However, there was one thing that couldn't be changed. Du Shulon owed Lin Gu 2 lives. If it wasn't for Lin Gu, perhaps his wife and son would have been separated from him. This was a favor that Du Shulon could not think of ways to repay in his lifetime. However, Lin Ji's whereabouts were elusive. Du Shulon couldn't find Lin Ji's figure even after searching the entire Caribbean Sea for several months. Because the world was too big, it was too difficult to find a person who didn't leave any clues behind. But sometimes, things were so miraculous and coincidental that you could see the person you were looking for the moment you turned your head. After Su Yun left Shenzhen for Qingdao, he secretly contacted Lin Gu to go to Tianhai Hotel to help him keep an eye on Yonghe's every move. Obviously, Lin Gu didn't expect that the boss of Tianhai Hotel was the person he helped 5 years ago. At that time, Du Shulon brought his wife and son out for a vacation. Unfortunately, they were kidnapped by pirates. In the end, he drifted alone to the small island where Lin Gu cultivated alone. With Lin Ji's help, he found the nest of the pirates and saved his son and wife who were almost raped. For Du Shulon, this was a favor that he couldn't repay in his lifetime. However, Lin Gu didn't care about it at that time. He didn't mention any conditions and left after receiving a word of thanks. After so many years, Du Shulon couldn't forget this incredible young man. God had eyes and arranged for them to meet again. Naturally, Du Shulon would do his best to show his sincerity with everything he could give. After Lin Gu told Su Yun everything, Su Yun was more certain. He asked Lin Gu if Du Shulon was trustworthy. Lin Gu didn't think it was a problem because Du Shulon owed him 2 lives. This was no small matter. That was why Su Yun appeared here today to attend Du Shulon's banquet. During the banquet, every time Du Shulon mentioned Lin Gu, he couldn't help but thank him. Su Yun, Brother Pigeon told me if you need my help. If you have any problems, just tell me. As long as I can do it, I'll help you solve it. I'm relieved that Mr. Du said so. Su Yun, I need 2 double rooms for my 2 friends and Lin Gu to spend the night here. Also, I want you to help me check which rooms are the people in the black Toyota camper in the underground parking lot. Because last time Su Yun and Yi Fala came, they only went to 1 room. He couldn't be sure if that room was Yonghe's. To be on the safe side, it was better to do more work. Du Shulon nodded. No problem, I can take you to check the surveillance. Mr. Du, I'm afraid I'll have to be the waiter in your hotel tomorrow morning to tidy up the rooms and change the bedsheets. Lin Gu smiled. I'll have to trouble you to prepare a set of work clothes for me. Also, let the waiter in charge of tidying up the rooms take a day off. Hee, a paid holiday. I believe your employees will love you more. Du Shulon smiled. That's not a problem. However, I have so many floors of rooms. Each floor has its own staff. I don't know which floor are you going to tidy up? Or all of them? I'll clean the floor where the owner of the black Toyota camper is staying tomorrow. Lin Gu said. We'll know after checking the surveillance later. Mr. Du, you just need to tell me what time you're going to tidy up the rooms. 6:30 to 9:30. Most of the guests will go for breakfast at this time. Du Shulon said. Our people are tidying up the rooms at this time. Pigeon Brothers, are you going to get something from the person you're looking for? This seems to be a bit illegal. Su Yun smiled. Mr. Du, you can rest assured about this. We will never be thieves. I can tell you that the person we're looking for is a felon. We need to make sure if he has the thing we're looking for in his room. Only then can we issue a search warrant. Du Shulon was shocked. She opened her eyes wide and said, You're from the police? More powerful than the police, Lin Gu said with a smile. However, if there is a search warrant, it will be done by the police. Mr. Du, thank you. Later, I'll ask the police to give you a badge for the role model of police and citizen cooperation. At the same time, I'll apply for you to be one of the top 10 outstanding youths in Shenzhen. Du Shulon shook her head and said, I'm not doing this for the honor of a good citizen. Pigeon Brother, it's my biggest wish in life that I have the opportunity to repay your kindness. Mr. Du, if you always hold on to this matter, I'm the one who's embarrassed. Lin Gu smiled bitterly. After the 3 of them finished their meal, Du Shulon booked 2 rooms and gave the room card to Su Yun. Then, she took Su Yun and Lin Gu to check the surveillance. According to the surveillance footage, He had been staying in Shenzhen for a week. He had been staying in the Tianhai Hotel. Su Yun and Lin Gu remembered the floor and room number in their minds, including He and his men's breakfast time, daily travel time, and the time when He's men went to the underground garage to check the car's condition. After all the preparation work was done, Su Yun called Zhu Yeming and Wang Zhe and told them to get ready to work. The 2 of them moved quickly. They drove the things that Su Yun needed from Xinkai Hotel to Tianhai. The first step of the plan was to be carried out. After Su Yun gave the 3 black sportswear to the 3 of them, he confirmed the time to take action at night. He's men were at their most relaxed between 1 and 3 in the morning. During this time, they wouldn't go out to check the situation. Su Yun needed the 2 of them to hide the 2 bags of goods as far away from He's car as possible in these 2 hours so that the police could find the goods when they met tomorrow night. Zhu Yeming and Wang Zhe understood and nodded, but Zhu Yeming still had a question. Brother-in-law, we have 4 bags of goods here. Why don't we put them all? 2 bags of 10 kilograms are enough for him to get a heavy sentence, and I also need to buy insurance. Su Yun, you can leave the remaining 2 bags of goods to Lin Gu. Do what you should do and leave Shenzhen immediately after you're done. Find a way to burn the clothes. Don't leave any traces. The 2 of them nodded. Understood. Pigeon, You must be careful tomorrow. Leave the scene as soon as possible after you solve the problem. You must not let Yong-hee's men get suspicious. Soo-yun, leave the rest to me. Even if Yong-hee doesn't bite the bait, I will put the bait into his mouth. I don't have time to waste on him. Lin-gu smiled. Brother, don't worry. I promise to complete the task. Don't worry, Yong-hee will definitely fall into our hands this time. No matter how careful he is, it's impossible for him to take care of everything. When we meet tomorrow night, it will be the day of Yong-hee's death. I hope so. Soo-yun let out a long breath. I'll leave the things here to you. The longer I stay here, the higher the risk of being discovered by Yong-hee. If there's anything, call me immediately. Chapter 743. Everything that Soo-yun did wasn't because he didn't trust the police or Yi-Fala. He just felt that he would be more at ease if things were in his own hands than if they were in someone else's hands. Sometimes, one couldn't help but admit that when facing an unpredictable opponent, it would be more beneficial to trust others than to trust oneself. At least, that was what Soo-yun thought. Yi-Fala wasn't a young girl who had just entered society. From the various signs of Soo-yun's actions, she was very clear that Soo-yun wasn't prepared to truly cooperate with the police. The various signs of the police showed that they underestimated Yong-ha. Soo-yun wasn't using Chin-won, nor was it that he didn't trust Chin-won, He just didn't trust the entire police plan. Initially, before Soo-yun had contact with Yong-ha, he might have chosen to trust the police. However, looking at the current situation, Soo-yun didn't think that the police plan would be able to catch Yong-ha. Yong-ha didn't plan to reveal any clues in Shenzhen. Although Soo-yun wasn't sure if Yong-ha had a way to obtain information from the police, he still decided to look at Yong-ha in a higher light. Some things were always like this. If you weren't careful, if you ignored the details, the unlucky person would be you. Shouldn't you tell me what you're going to do? Yi-Fala couldn't hold back her curiosity. Ever since they returned to Shenzhen, Soo-yun had been busy, but she couldn't help at all. She had to help Soo-yun do what she could. Don't leave me out of this. Sorry, I didn't mean to do this. Soo-yun, it's just that you still have to face Yong-ha tomorrow night. I hope you can conserve your energy and don't let Yong-ha see any flaws before you meet him. If he escapes, then all the preparations will be in vain. I said before that no matter what method I use, I will bring Yong-ha to justice. I will definitely do it. No matter what method you use, you have to do it. The more Soo-yun acted like this, the more uneasy Yi-Fala felt. After we arrived at Qingdao, I realized that you definitely didn't go there for the movie and television plaza. You must have something that you need Zhuo Meiyen's help with. This is why she left as soon as you arrived. That's not the only reason. Soo-yun shook his head. I need to know your plan. Yi-Fala said, I don't have any confidence in this. I really don't have any confidence. Soo-yun, believe me, tell me your plan, I can definitely help you. Don't you trust me? Soo-yun shook his head. Of course, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just that the fewer people who know about this, the better. Besides, you don't need to know. Ye-Faraz said, No, I need to know. Soo-yun, you have to choose to believe me. In comparison, I know Yong-ha better than you do. I need to know if what you are doing is meaningful or not. Soo-yun was silent for a while before saying, That's right, I asked Zhuo Meiyen to help me get some goods. Or, you should contact those foreign tycoons and bring some high-quality goods for young Master Su to try. As long as he is addicted, you will benefit greatly. Yong-ha's mouth revealed a cruel smile. Yi-Fala, you are really something. That young Master Su is so good to you, and you can still do it? Of course, every man for himself, Yi-Fala said. Ye-Fala said, Yong-ha, you better not disappoint me. If I don't see your so-called foreign tycoons tomorrow night, then our cooperation will end immediately. I will definitely find someone who can replace you. I believe you are very clear about this, right? Are you threatening me? Yong-ha said, Don't worry, I will definitely not disappoint you. partners, high-quality goods. None of them will be lacking. That's good. Yi Farah said, if there is nothing else, I will hang up first. Yonghe suddenly said, wait. I indeed have something to say. I want to know, what is the name of young Master Su's fiancé? What kind of business does her family do? Yi Farah held her breath and quickly calmed herself down. These were details that she and Su Yun didn't talk about. How should she explain it? Yonghe, these don't seem to be important, right? Of course they are important. Yonghe said, this way, I will know if this prodigal of the Su family loses the entire family. Who will be able to help him and continue to help me? Yonghe, are you crazy? You only need to monopolize this one time to earn future capital. Yi Farah said, you don't need to know too much. Yonghe snorted. Yi Farah, I think you want to monopolize the resources, right? Ha ha ha. We are old friends. There are some things that I know more about. It is beneficial for you, for me, and for everyone. If I am kept in the dark, I won't have any sense of security. I'm sorry, Yonghe. I really don't know anything about young Master Su's fiancé. Yi Farah said, you should understand women's thoughts. It is impossible for me to mention his fiancé in front of young Master Su, and it is also impossible for me to like hearing young Master Su talk about his fiancé in front of me. Do you understand? Yes, yes, yes. Yonghe said he understood 3 times in a row. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect the black-bellied widow Shen Zhonghong to be a jealous person. However, you are someone's mistress, and you are the one who took the initiative. You don't have anything to be jealous of. Ha ha ha, the one who should be jealous is young Master Su's fiancée, Miss Qin. Yi Farah held his breath and was stunned. Yonghe's last 3 words were, Miss Qin. Could it be that he had already discovered Qin Wan? If that was the case, then there was no need to continue this matter. While Yi Farah was stunned and didn't know what to say, Yonghe continued, I'm afraid that only the daughter of the richest man in the mainland is worthy of young Master Su, right? My guess is correct, right? Yi Farah's heart finally settled down. Humph, you don't need to worry about this. No matter who it is not an ordinary small family. I'm just calling to tell you that you better not do anything that will disappoint me. Ha ha, I will. I will say the same to you. Yonghe said, you also better not do anything that will disappoint me. We are in the same boat. If something happens, neither of us will be able to escape. I know. Yi Farah finished speaking and quickly hung up the phone. Just now, her heart really beat faster. Yi Farah really thought that Yonghe had seen through the true identity of young Master Su's fiancé. After Yonghe hung up the phone, his face revealed a sly and sinister smile. Humph, a mere policewoman pretending to be the daughter of the richest man. It seems that this young Master Su is also 80% a fake. No wonder my cousin went to find the warden, and the answer he got was completely different from what Yi Farah said. Humph, the person who can bail you out probably hasn't been born yet. Boss, since we know that this is a trap specially set for us, let's leave Shenzhong now, Guang said. Yonghe shook his head. If I, Yonghe, leave like this, wouldn't they see me as a joke? Humph, I'm not going anywhere. As long as the police don't have enough evidence, they won't be able to convict me. If they have the ability, then let them come. I want to see how they are going to play with me. When I, Yonghe, played these little tricks, they probably weren't even born yet. Boss, are we really going to the appointment tomorrow night? Guang was a bit incredulous. Yonghe replied with certainty, of course. Knowing that there are tigers in the mountain, isn't that my style? I want the police in Shenzhen to know that they shouldn't waste their time on me, Yonghe. No one can get enough evidence to arrest me. No one can ever do it. Chapter 744. The day to meet Yonghe had finally arrived. Waiting was not a comfortable feeling for anyone. Su Yun, Yi Farah, and of course, Yonghe was also excited. Lin Gu called at 9 in the morning. They had completed the task that Su Yun had arranged for them. Zhua Yeming and Wang Zhe were already on their way back to Jibei, but Lin Gu was still staying in Tianhai Hotel as a waiter. Finally, when the sky turned dark, Lin Gu called again. "Brother, how are the arrangements with the police?" "Yonghe has already arranged for 2 of his men to go out. I think it's very likely that they will go to Zhonghai Building. You should inform Sister Wan. Don't let Yonghe's men bump into her." "I got it. You should also prepare to leave. Su-yun, come and find me at 10 in the evening. We'll meet at the hotel parking lot." "Got it," Lin Gu said affirmatively, then hung up the phone. After Su-yun put away his phone, he looked at Yi Fala. "How is it? Are you ready? Are you nervous about doing this kind of thing?" "Don't worry. Although Yonghe is difficult to deal with, there are so many people from the Major Crimes Investigation Unit present. I'm afraid he won't dare to hurt you in front of them. His goal is to be a criminal without a stain. Compared to this, I hope that he can shoot me." Yi Fala smiled. "It's meaningless to catch a Yonghe without a stain. Only by proving that he committed a crime will the police have evidence to arrest him and sentence him. Even if he doesn't have a stain, we still have to catch him." Su-yun finally revealed the truth. "Believe me, I definitely won't let Yonghe live so comfortably." Yi Fala looked at Su-yun with his eyes wide open. "Did you already give Yonghe?" Su-yun smiled. "There's no need to pay attention to principles when dealing with this kind of person. As long as he can go to jail and be sentenced, anything is possible. I don't need to say more. You should have guessed it. I have indeed created a stain on Yonghe. Now, we just need to wait for him to appear. Then, everything will be over." "Oh my God!" Yi Fala looked at Su-yun in shock for a long time. Finally, he couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Looks like Yonghe has finally met his match after being free and unfettered for so many years. Just as Su-yun was about to tell Qin Wan to pay attention, Qin Wan called him first. Su-yun picked up the phone and didn't waste any time. He said, "How are the preparations? Yonghe's people are likely to scout the area first. You should pay more attention." "Yes," Qin Wan said. "The locations you mentioned are indeed good places to hide. Everyone from the Key Case Investigation Unit is here. We're just waiting for you to meet Yonghe tonight." There were still a few hours before midnight. Su-yun could not help but laugh bitterly. "You and your brothers in the Major Crimes Unit have worked hard. I won't let you down tonight." "I hope so." Qin Wan smiled faintly. She believed in Su-yun, but it didn't mean that she had high hopes. She was very clear about some things. Their opponent was Yonghe, not an ordinary thief. If she could do it, she would do her best. If she couldn't, then she could only laugh it off. At 10 o'clock in the evening, it was already dark. The appointed time between Su-yun and Lin Gu had arrived. Su-yun arrived at the large parking lot of the hotel on time. Lin Gu also arrived at Su-yun's modified Ford Raptor pickup truck. "Get ready." After Su-yun finished speaking, he directly went under the left side of the truck. Lin Gu also went under the right side of the truck without hesitation. After about 10 minutes, the two came out from under the truck. Lin Gu and Su-yun each had a 5-kilogram bag of white goods in their hands. Su-yun's face was expressionless. "Brother, Yonghe is really not someone to be trifled with," Lin Gu said. "We've been so careful, but in the end, he still discovered the thing that we hid under his car. Now, he's giving us a taste of our own medicine." Su-yun said coldly, "That's right. The more Yonghe thinks that everything is under his control, the more disappointed he will be in the end. We will go to the appointment later. You follow us. There is only one exit in the underground parking lot of Zhonghai Building. If there is an accident, you must guard it well. You must not let Yonghe leave smoothly. It's no big deal." Lin Gu patted his chest and promised. The appointed time was getting closer and closer. After Su-yun returned to the hotel room, he took a quick shower. Then he blew his hair into an exaggerated shape. He put on an extravagant Armani suit and turned into the frivolous playboy again. Although he didn't need to continue pretending in front of Yonghe, he still had to perform for the police. He didn't want Qin Wan to know what he had done. Let's go. It's almost time. Yi Fala looked up and down at Su Yun. Actually, you are quite suitable to be such a playboy. Su Yun pursed his lips and smiled. Who said that? In the next life, I will definitely look at the right person before I reincarnate. In this life, I reincarnated in the wrong body. That's why I am in such a sorry state now. Don't talk nonsense. Yi Fala tidied up his clothes. We don't need to go so early. There is no harm in letting Yonghe wait for a while. Su Yun said, seeing how confident he is makes me angry. It's as if he would be Zhuge Liang if he were born in the Three Kingdoms. Yi Fala shook his head helplessly. This is not the time to throw a tantrum. We need to deal with Yonghe. Hurry up and get ready to go. 12 o'clock. It was the last moment of the day. Although the city's nightlife had made people used to staying up late at night, the Zhanghai building that was about to explode was a place where even homeless people wouldn't stay overnight. If the building exploded the next day and the people sleeping inside didn't wake up, they would really become cannon fodder. Su Yun and Yi Fala drove to the underground parking lot of the abandoned building. Following closely behind, Yonghe's black car slowly drove in. As Su Yun, Yi Fala, Yonghe and the others got out of the car, the atmosphere of the scene gradually heated up. Ha ha ha, it seems that young Master Su is also a punctual person. After Yonghe got out of the car, he spoke like a Maitreya Buddha. Su Yun looked at Yonghe carelessly. One-eyed dragon, stop talking nonsense. She said that you have something I want here. That's why I came here in the middle of the night to see you. Stop talking nonsense with me. Hurry up and get to the point. Point. Yonghe narrowed his eyes. Yi Fala, what's our point today? Yi Fala sneered at Yonghe. Yonghe, it seems that you don't have any sincerity in cooperating with me. Where are the foreign tycoons that you have contacted? I'm not here to reminisce with you. I'm here to talk business. If you're not here to talk business with me, then we'll take our leave. Doesn't he have the best goods? Su Yun pulled Yi Fala and said, since we're here, we can't go back empty-handed. After that, Su Yun took out his wallet, grabbed a bunch of $100 bills, and threw them in the air. He said to Yonghe in disdain, let me tell you, I have plenty of money. If you want money, no problem. You have to give me what I want. Yonghe said innocently, young Master Su, what do you want? I'm afraid I really don't know. You. Su Yun glared at him. Are you playing with me? Do you have what I want or not? I'll say it one last time. If you have it, take it out and let me try. Money is not a problem. Do you understand? Yonghe's expression was proud. From what young Master Su said, you're a drug addict? Yonghe lowered his voice. Unfortunately, I'm a proper businessman. I don't have what you want. Young Master Su, it's not easy to quit. Yi Fala's expression changed. Yonghe, what do you mean? I don't mean anything. I'm a proper businessman. You said that young Master Su wants to cooperate with me. That's why I'm here. Yonghe said, who knows that you're going to do such illegal things? This has nothing to do with me. There are so many policemen watching. If there's anything dirty in your car, it has nothing to do with me. After Yonghe said that, Qin Wan and the people from the Key Case Investigation Unit, who were hiding in the dark, couldn't help but shiver. Did Yonghe already notice them? Okay, we're not on the same path. Yonghe said, if you have any proper business in the future, you must think of me. But if it's illegal things, I won't participate. Ha ha ha. Yonghe, stop pretending to be a good person. Yi Fala said angrily. Do you think you can leave? Only you know if there's anything in your car. Yonghe narrowed his eyes and sneered. Okay, then let the police come out and search. Since Yonghe had made it clear, there was no point for Qin Wan and the rest to continue hiding. She could only take the lead and stand out. She held her gun with both hands and shouted angrily, don't move. Put your hands on your head and squat down. Once Chin Wan stood out, the entire key case investigation unit stood out with their guns. Everyone squat down. Squat down. Quick. Put your hands on your head. Officer, we're innocent people. Yonghe squatted down with his hands on his head and said, "We're here because they invited us to talk business. If there's anything wrong with them, it's not my fault. I have a recording of everything I said just now. You can't accuse a good person like me." Seeing that Yonghe did as he was told, Guang, the other two underlings, and the driver all squatted down with their hands on their heads. Guang had to admit that Yonghe's brain was much better than his. Luckily, Yonghe had seen through the conspiracy. Otherwise, they would all be in trouble today. "Shut up!" Chin Wan shouted angrily. Then she ordered the key case investigation unit, "Search the car." Everyone in the key case investigation unit was focused on Yonghe's car. Yonghe smiled confidently and said, "I say, officers, why are you only searching my car? Are you so sure that there's nothing wrong with their car? You have to be fair to the people. That's the most basic principle. Stop talking nonsense. After searching your car, we'll naturally search theirs." Li Mi from the key case investigation unit said fiercely, "Don't think that we don't know who you are. Leader, since you know who I am, then things might be easier." Yonghe smiled. "Obviously, the police have wrongly arrested me many times. If there's no evidence to prove that I've done anything wrong, then I have the right to file a complaint against you. I hope that you won't blame me then." Chin Wan saw the confidence on Yonghe's face and felt uncertain. If they couldn't find any evidence and alerted the enemy, Yonghe would still get away with it. "Director Chin, there's nothing." 20 minutes later, Li Mi and the key case investigation unit finally gave up. They almost tore down the whole car. Chin Wan's forehead was still sweating. She looked at Yonghe. Yonghe smiled proudly. "Leader, shouldn't we search their car now?" Chapter 745. Su Yun's lips curled up. "There's something under the car?" "Of course, there's something, but there's only the engine guard. What else can there be?" "But you're right. We're the people's police. Of course, we have to treat everyone equally. Since we've checked you guys, we have to check me too. The police don't want to investigate me because I'm different from some people. I have a clean background." "Humph. How can a man who hangs out with Black Widow Shenjiang have a clean background?" Yonghe sneered. "But then again, aren't you police officers shocked to see a criminal in front of you?" "Oh, I forgot. The criminal is outside. Maybe the police deliberately arranged it for something?" Yonghe's provocative expression and tone made Chin Wan and the others lose their confidence. If Yonghe wasn't 100% sure, he wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have looked down on the police so brazenly. Chin Wan and the key case investigation unit knew that they wouldn't get any evidence today. "Leader, I can guarantee that you can find something under their car today. If you don't do it, I have evidence to sue you for negligence." Yonghe's face was full of confidence. Chin Wan looked at Su Yun blankly. She seemed to realize the current problem. Su Yun and Yonghe were fighting, and both of them seemed to have the confidence to win. But now, the situation seemed to be leaning towards Yonghe's side. Su Yun shrugged and said to Chin Wan, "You can search as much as you want. If there's nothing in the car, I can give you the room card of the hotel I'm staying at. You can search my room. Hee, if you find any evidence, I'll accept the punishment. I promise. I don't care how many years I'm sentenced to. Even if you shoot me, I won't say anything." "I don't know if this Mr. One-Eye dares to say it." Yonghe's face suddenly changed. His confidence seemed to have been smashed by Su Yun. When Su Yun hinted that the police could search the hotel, he realized that the situation seemed to be leaning towards Su Yun. He had always thought that he was in control of everything, but it seemed that he was being led by the nose by the other party. At this time, Li Mi and the others who were searching Su Yun's car also stood up. "Chief Chin, there is nothing in this car." "Su Yun's car didn't have those things either?" Yonghe immediately fell into a state of panic. If that was the case, where were those things? Moreover, Soo-yoon still had the confidence to let the police search his hotel room. Obviously, he would not let the police find the 2 packages in his room. Yonghe took a deep breath and tried his best to calm himself down. Leaders, since you've investigated all of us and didn't get what you want, it means that we're all legitimate businessmen. If you don't have evidence, I'm sure you won't arrest people because this kind of behavior is very likely to cause you to lose your jobs. I don't mind if you continue to investigate us. Soo-yoon said, since the police suspect us, we have an obligation to cooperate with them. Isn't that right, leader? Let's search my room first. If we can't find anything, we can search Mr. One-Eye's room. It's possible that you will find what you want. Ha, what do you think? Chin Won-er was a little uncertain because they didn't have a search warrant. I won't allow it, Yonghe said, unless you have a search warrant. If you don't have a search warrant, it's illegal to search my room. If you can't get any evidence to prove that I'm a criminal, then I can take all of you to court. I'm not sure if you'll go to jail, but you'll definitely be detained and lose your jobs because of it. Under Yonghe's threat, the people in the Key Case Investigation Unit were completely at a loss. Losing their jobs was a big deal, but other things didn't matter. It wasn't easy to get a good job in Hwaseong these days, although this job wasn't for humans sometimes. For example, they had to wait for 5 to 6 hours in this damn abandoned building. However, this job was stable. A few years later, they could be assigned to other departments as leaders because of their contributions. That way, they could live the rest of their lives peacefully. If they were fired and went to work in a company, they would have to work until they were 60 years old before they could enjoy a good life. You know how serious this is. Yonghe continued, if you investigate, you'll ruin your career. Soo-yoon smiled and said to the people in the Key Case Investigation Unit, he's already so nervous. Isn't it enough to prove that there's something wrong with him? You can investigate me, but don't worry. If you can't find anything, I won't blame you. This is your job. Chin Won-er took a deep breath and said firmly, now let's go and check Yonghe's hotel room. Chin-ju, you have to think carefully. Lee Mi walked behind Chin Won-er and said in a low voice, if we can't find anything, Yonghe does have the right to sue us for illegal search. Unless we get a search warrant, we can't do that. Chin Won-er looked back at Lee Mi. Get a search warrant? Then it'll be too late. Let's do it now. If anything happens, I'll take the blame. You can say it's my order. Even if you're fired, you'll only fire me. Chin-ju, you have to think twice. Soo-yoon smiled and looked at Lee Mi. Team leader Lee, trust me. I promise you that you'll find something in Yonghe's room. If you can capture Yonghe, it will be a great contribution to your career. I'm sure you know how much it will help you in your future career. This is our only chance. Chin Won-er said without hesitation, if Yonghe escapes from our hands, we won't have another chance to catch him. Yonghe sneered, you can listen to this kid's lies. When the time comes, you'll all lose your jobs. Get ready. Chin Won-er ordered. Just as all the police officers were hesitating, Yonghe suddenly stood up and pushed Chin Won towards Soo-yoon and Yi-fala. Using the few seconds that he had bought, Yonghe dashed into the car. He wouldn't bet on something he wasn't confident in. Although he suspected that Soo-yoon was lying when he said there was something in his room, he didn't dare to take the risk. Since the car didn't turn off the engine after it arrived, Yonghe quickly put it in gear and stepped on the accelerator. Everything happened too suddenly. No one had expected this situation. Even though the Key Case Investigation Unit members had guns, they didn't know what to do. Yonghe left behind a few of his capable men, including Ah Gwang. Obviously, he had no choice. Just when Yonghe thought he could successfully leave Xinjiang and escape back to Guangfu, 2 dazzling lights shone in from the entrance of the underground parking lot of Zhonghai Building. Yonghe didn't even have time to change directions before he felt a heavy impact on the front of the car. The airbag popped out and wrapped around Yonghe's face. The force of the airbag almost made him go into shock. Lin Gue walked out of the Jetta that was completely destroyed. He finally understood why Su-Yun wanted to rent a Jetta that was more than 90 years old. The deposit was cheap, only 20,000 yuan. If he didn't want it, then he didn't want it. Moreover, it didn't have an airbag, so it wouldn't be so sudden. More importantly, this thing was really crash-resistant. Even if the opponent was a Toyota Grand Overlord, there was nothing to be afraid of. Yonghe had just come back to his senses when he was pulled out of the car and pressed against the car. Lin Gu took out Yonghe's wallet from his pocket. Since the car is destroyed, you don't have to pay for it. However, the room card in your wallet can be used as payment. The scene at the entrance of the garage was unexpected. Qin Wan Li Mi, and the key case investigation unit members surrounded the car with their guns. Lin Gu hurriedly raised his hand. Sister Wan, it's me. Don't shoot. I'm here to help you get the room card. Qin Wan breathed a sigh of relief. So it was Lin Gu. No wonder Su-Yun could help her up calmly when Yonghe ran away. He didn't seem to have any intention of chasing after him. Li Mi and the others quickly subdued Yonghe and handcuffed his hands behind his back. It's every citizen's duty to cooperate with the police. You're blind in one eye, and you still want to escape? You're in trouble now, aren't you? You got into a car accident, right? If you have bad eyesight, you shouldn't have gotten a driver's license. Su-Yun gloated. Pigeon, you've worked hard. Lin Gu flicked his hair proudly. Serving the people. Yonghe was arrested. The next step was to search for evidence. While Lin Gu was a guest worker in Tianhai Hotel, he hid the other 2 bags of white goods between Yonghe's bed and mattress in Yonghe's room when Yonghe went for breakfast. This place was quite easy to find. After the police arrived at Yonghe's room, they found 10 kilograms of evidence in less than 10 minutes. This was enough to convict Yonghe. In the end, Yonghe still couldn't understand how they could move the goods that he arranged for people to hide under their car to the hotel bed in such a short period of time. Before Yonghe was taken to the police car again, his eyes were fixed on Su-Yun. He wanted to know the answer. Even if he was going to die, he wanted to know how he died. Su-Yun seemed to have seen through Yonghe's thoughts. He walked to Yonghe's side unhurriedly and said in a low voice, "The 2 bags in your room are not those 2 bags at all. Those 2 bags were hidden under your car to divert your attention and give you enough confidence to make you think that you have complete control of the situation." You win. But you're framing me, Yonghe said. My fingerprints aren't on the goods. You can't prove that it's mine. Do you think the police will give you a chance to explain? Su-Yun smiled slightly. It's normal that your fingerprints aren't on the goods because the police know how cunning you are. Cunning to the point that you won't leave your fingerprints behind. So, your explanation is meaningless. Believe me, no matter what you say in court, it will be nonsense. The police have wanted to catch you for a long time. They won't let go of this chance to convict you. The muscles on Yonghe's face were trembling. His reputation had been ruined by a brat just like that. Right, I'll ask you one last thing. Su-Yun said, who betrayed the police and us? Who did you use to confirm that Yi Fala wasn't bailed out? Yonghe sneered. I don't think I have to tell you, right? Unless you're willing to make a deal with me. What deal? Su-Yun asked. I'll tell you who betrayed you and the police. You have to find a way to let me go, Yonghe said. Su-Yun smiled bitterly. Are you crazy? How can I let you go? There are so many police officers watching. You have a way. Yonghe said, if I don't tell you who this person is, you won't be able to sleep, right? Okay. Tell me, Su-Yun said. Yonghe clenched his teeth. Deputy Mayor, Wang Yang. Aha, thank you. Su-Yun turned around and prepared to leave. Where are you going? Yonghe said, we agreed. I'll tell you who betrayed the police and you have to find a way to... Who agreed with you? When did I agree? Su-Yun shook his head helplessly. Yonghe, you think too highly of me. Even if I agreed, I won't fulfill my promise to someone like you. Besides, I didn't promise you anything, right? Yonghe was so angry that his whole body trembled. I'll definitely kill you. Chapter 746. That night and the whole day of the next day, all the police officers were busy with the matter of Yonghe being arrested. Even Yonghe's number one henchman, Guang, realized that Yonghe was completely finished this time. Although he was stubborn for one night, he finally couldn't endure it the next day. He took the initiative to propose to cooperate with the police and tell them all of Yonghe's connections in Guangfu. Of course, the police like to cooperate with such people, but he naively thought that if he took the initiative to confess, he could regain his freedom like Yifala. Yifala invisibly shattered Guang's naive dream. She took the initiative to reach out her hand and let Qin Wan handcuff her. It's over. I don't need to pretend to be a flirtatious woman who hooked up with a rich man. After all, my identity is still a felon, and I've been deprived of my political rights for life. It's better to handcuff me. Don't violate my principles. Thank you. Qin Wan smiled. She naturally understood what Yifala meant. She wanted to tell Guang in front of the police that even if he confessed everything, he had to pay the price for the mistakes he had made. Qin Wan said seriously, I owe you and Su Yun a favor. I will do my best to repay this favor. I promised you at the beginning, definitely not for any conditions. I've already told Su Yun. Yifala said, none of you owe me. It's me who owes this society. I'm doing this to atone for my sins. Su Yun patted Qin Wan's shoulder. Yifala really just wants to do something that can redeem herself. However, I'm not that great. I've already done what I promised the police. The police should think of a way to solve the conditions I put forward, right? I've helped you make an appointment with Director Ma and Director Lu of the prison. The celebration banquet tonight will be held at Xingkai Hotel. Qin Wan said, it'll be paid by public funds. You don't need to pay for it, you miser. But don't become a black hotel and rip people off just because it's public funds. This celebration banquet's approved reception fee is 2,000 yuan. Do as you deem fit. 2,000. Su Yun glared and said, you only know how to trick me. What kind of society are we living in now? 2,000 yuan is nothing. Just based on what you said about Director Ma and Director Lu, I'm sure they'll order more than that when they come to Starkai. Plus, they'll definitely think that I'm too embarrassed to ask them to pay for it. They'll definitely order whatever's expensive. It's not like I haven't seen what kind of people they are. Su Yun paused for a moment, then suddenly said, the prison's wild boar, Lu Hong, is also coming? What did this have to do with him? F***ck. Qin Wan shook her head helplessly. I told you that you don't understand politics, but you really don't. Lu Hong is the prison warden. He is the boss in the prison. He has the final say. Do you think I called him here to flatter him? I just want him to take care of Yifala more. Moreover, whether Yifala can serve her sentence outside the prison in the future, his words will play a crucial role. Su Yun paused for a while and didn't speak again. If that's the case, Yifala is also an important part of the success of this mission. She is also qualified to participate in the celebration banquet. It's not appropriate to let her go back to prison and restrict her freedom, right? Her direct leaders have come to drink. If it wasn't for Yifala, Director Lu wouldn't have needed to come. Su Yun's words were right. Qin Wan nodded. I will apply to the higher-ups. It should be okay. Right, there's one more thing. Su Yun, I think Director Ma has a good relationship with Deputy Mayor Wang. If at this time, you also invite Deputy Mayor Wang to the banquet, I believe Director Ma will be very happy. Is that necessary? Qin Wan said. Su Yun countered. I thought you knew a lot about officialdom. Whether Director Ma can be promoted through this matter has a lot to do with the leaders in the city. Believe me, if you make this invitation, Director Ma will definitely remember your kindness. Whatever. I don't expect him to help me anyway. Qin Wan said. I just need to do my job well. Since you said so, I will do it. Su Yun smiled slightly and nodded. Although he didn't believe Yonghe's words, he still wanted to see what kind of person Deputy Mayor Wang was. Even if Yonghe's last words were framing him, he still wanted to know why he was framed. About an hour later, Qin Wan brought Yi Fala back to Su Yun's side. The higher-ups have approved. Yi Fala can participate in this celebration banquet. You guys go to Shinkai Hotel first. I will go there later. Yi Fala's feelings when she returned to Shinkai Hotel were definitely quite different. Everything was different now. Many employees were quite shocked when they saw Yi Fala appear in the hotel. However, those mid-level leaders who disrupted the cooperation of the hotel team had all been fired by Su Yun. When Yi Fala learned the list of people who were fired, she couldn't help but give Su Yun a thumbs up. You are quite good at judging people. I know what these guys did under my watch. It's just that I don't have as much courage as you. I also don't have as many suitable candidates as you to replace them. Otherwise, I would have already fired them. Those few fellows are capable, but sometimes, their hearts aren't in the right place. Su Yun raised his head and smiled. I am really thankful that you don't blame me for firing your people. It was the first time that Ruan Qingshuang and the others saw Yi Fala. After hearing Su Yun's introduction, they found out that she was the previous owner of this hotel. Such a stunning career woman naturally stunned Chong and the others. Guagua greeted Yi Fala in a very pleasing manner. "Aunt Yi is actually so beautiful. No wonder Big Brother Boo likes you so much. My name is Guagua. From now on, we will all be good friends. Guagua, I have long heard of your great name." Yi Fala touched Guagua's small face. So Guagua is actually so cute and lovable. No wonder Su Yun likes you so much. As long as you are willing, I will always treat you as my good friend. Seeing that they were so harmonious, Guagua did not show any hostility towards Yi Fala. It was obvious that Bufifan had played the role of love the house, love the crow between the two. Guagua really treated Bufifan as her little brother. That was why she looked at Yi Fala in a different light. I have already prepared what Wan asked me to prepare, Ruan Qingshuang said. I heard that the people coming tonight are all leaders. What wine should we prepare to entertain them? Or should we wait for Wan leaders to come and choose? Su Yun raised the corner of his mouth and smiled. If we let those leaders choose their own wine, they will definitely drink until I cry. That's true. Lin Gu nodded and agreed. The leaders nowadays don't drink white wine anymore. They all drink red wine. A bottle of Lafite that costs 10 to 20,000 is like drinking plain water. They drink one glass after another. That's how it is. Who would dare to let them drink? Pigeon, help me do something. There is a dry goods store in the market at West Street. It is called Xiong Air Dry Goods Store. Su Yun, they sell some ginseng, deer antler, tiger penis and Ganoderma. Go and buy a few kilograms. Lin Gu opened his eyes wide. Brother, are you having a fever? You dare to buy the fake goods at West Street? Su Yun shrugged his shoulders. Do you think I will be willing to let you buy the real goods? Lin Gu suddenly understood. He slapped his thigh and excitedly ran to the market at West Street. At this time, the others finally reacted. Yi Fala shook his head speechlessly. Su Yun, you are really evil. Are you really going to let those leaders drink this? Aren't you afraid that they will taste something wrong after drinking it? Nowadays, people drink mixed alcohol. They are already used to drinking it. Su Yun said to Chong. Go to the supermarket and get me 2 buckets of the cheapest erguotu and a bottle of the cheapest whiskey. I will prepare some good wine for the leaders. Hee, I guarantee that they will want to drink more after drinking it. Chong couldn't help but give a thumbs up in admiration. Anyway, they wouldn't die from drinking it like this. Brother Yun, you are really good. Lin Gu and Chong were very efficient. After half an hour, they came back. At this time, Su Yun had also found a transparent glass bottle that weighed 5 kilograms. Lin Gu stuffed the fake tiger penis and deer antler he bought into the bottle. Chong also poured the 2 buckets of erguotu into the huge glass bottle. Then, Su Yun opened the bottle of whiskey and poured the entire bottle into the bottle. The alcohol in the huge glass bottle started to turn yellow, as if it was an old wine that had been soaked for more than 10 years. Will this work? Ruan Qingxuang couldn't help but frown. Take the initiative to give this to them? Su Yun shook his head. Of course not. If we take the initiative to give it to them, they might not even treat it as something good. After saying that, Su Yun asked Lil Dongbei to tidy up the front desk of the F&B department. Then, he asked Liang Shan to carry the wine and place it in the most eye-catching position. Obviously, the originally simple erguotu instantly became high-end and classy under the illumination of the spotlights. The antler, snake head, tiger penis, lingji mushroom, all of them looked very realistic. These days, fake goods are even more realistic than the real thing. Lingu couldn't help but sigh. He only spent a total of 100 yuan on the things in the bottle. Su Yun looked back at Yi Farah. I will need your cooperation later. At that time, don't screw up. I knew you didn't think of anything good. Yi Farah nodded. Since you have decided, I can't not support you, right? Let's see if the leaders will cooperate or not. Su Yun said confidently, of course, the leaders will cooperate. Just as the preparations were finished, Qin Wan called. Are you ready? We have arrived. If you need me to go out and welcome you, I can go right away, Su Yun said. Qin Wan shook her head. No need. You are the main character today. You are the #1 contributor to the arrest of Yonghe. While talking, Qin Wan and the leaders behind her walked into Xingkai Hotel. Su Yun had already rushed to the rooftop of Xingkai Hotel when he was talking to Qin Wan. After the leaders came in, he went forward to welcome them. Welcome, leaders. Your presence brings light to my humble abode. I am really lucky. Brother Su Yun, you really know how to joke. You're a great hero who has made great contributions. Today, we must give you a proper toast. Ma Zhongbong's face was filled with pride and excitement. Come, let me introduce you. This is our Mayor Wang. Ha ha ha, right? He has helped me a lot. Su Yun reached out his hand. Mayor Wang, I have heard of your name for a long time. Su Yun, I should be the one saying that. Ha ha ha, you are now the #1 person in Shenzhen. Wang Yang's smile was a little unnatural. It was hard for others to catch it. After all, these leaders were used to dealing with all kinds of situations. Nice to meet you, nice to meet you. Just as Ma Zhongbang was about to introduce Lu Hong spoke first. Director Ma, I have already met brother Su Yun. Ha ha ha. Chapter 747. Lu Hong laughed, and his eyes narrowed into a line on his huge face. It seems that Mr. Su and I are really fated to meet. Today, thanks to all the leaders' high regard, I was invited to the celebration banquet for capturing Yonghe. I'm so excited that I can't describe it with words. Director Lu, you can't say that. Without your full cooperation, how could we capture Yonghe through Miss Yi? Ma Zhongbang patted Lu Hong's shoulder. Director Lu, you are our great hero. Today, I must give you a toast. Let's make it clear that we won't go home until we are drunk. Today, everyone must drink well, and Mayor Wang must drink well. Of course, of course. Lu Hong nodded repeatedly. He glanced at Mayor Wang. Obviously, his expression was not so natural. It was a little sneaky, as if he was afraid to see Mayor Wang. One thing was certain. Obviously, he didn't expect Mayor Wang to be there when he decided to attend the celebration banquet. Logically speaking, since they were all in the officialdom, it was an honor for their subordinates to have a chance to eat and drink with the leaders of the city, and it was definitely beneficial for their future career. In Su Yun's view, Lu Hong was definitely a person who was good at flattering and bootlicking. However, such a person appeared abnormally dispirited in front of Wang Yang. Wang Yang suddenly said, as if he had made a decision after careful consideration. Oh, I forgot to read an approval document. I'm afraid I can't drink tonight. Mayor Wang, do you need to do such a small thing? Ma Zhongbang interrupted Wang Yang's explanation. Let the secretary do it tomorrow. I've heard that Secretary Zhang is very efficient. He is definitely a promising young man. You don't need to worry about such a small thing, right? Secretary Zhang Wei, who came with Wang Yang, immediately nodded. Mayor Wang, I have read the documents and settled them for you. You don't need to think about anything today. Just let me do it. Hearing this, Mayor Wang had nothing to say. He could only use a smile to smooth things over. If a leader with the highest position wanted to leave, he didn't need to explain at all. However, Wang Yang chose to say that he was going to read some dispensable documents. Obviously, he made up an excuse to get away. It seemed that he didn't want to stay here. When Mayor Wang said this, Lu Hong did not say a word. The two of them did not even make eye contact. Ma Zhongbang wouldn't let go of a chance to flatter his leader so easily. Naturally, he wouldn't let Wang Yang leave. Mayor Wang, what do you think we should drink tonight? Whether it's red or white, I'll accompany you. He, Boss Su definitely has good wine to entertain you. Su Yun cursed in his heart, F*CKU. But his expression was more enthusiastic. There must be good wine. Why don't we drink red wine? I have Lafite and Latour here. Su Yun. Yefela suddenly interrupted Su Yun's words. Actually, the best wine here is the bottle at the front desk of the food and beverage department. It's a perfect match for medicinal cuisine. Su Yun quickly turned around and glanced at Yefela. That. How can you drink that when the leader is here? All the leaders like to drink red wine now. This was indeed the truth. Now, the leaders really like to drink red wine. The expensive ones cost tens of thousands, and the cheap ones cost thousands. Moreover, they would only feel dizzy and comfortable after drinking 1 or 2 bottles. It was not like white wine, which was so strong that they would feel dizzy after drinking 3 to 5 glasses. That is Lulianjai aged wine. It has been stored for more than 30 years. Moreover, the 1,000-year-old ginseng and 10,000-year-old Ganoderma inside it can't be bought on the market. Yefela explained. However, Su Yun still insisted on interrupting Yefela. No. To receive such an important leader, I think it's better to drink Lafite. Hearing that Su Yun was so determined to drink Lafite, Ma Zhongbong's eyes flashed with a hint of distrust. Boss Su, don't be so stingy. Haha, you have such aged wine. Are you really not prepared to take it out for us to try? That. Su Yun smiled awkwardly. That wine is just soaked in something. It's nothing much. You're willing to soak 1,000-year-old ginseng and 10,000-year-old Ganoderma? This aged wine is definitely not an ordinary wine, right? Lu Hong also raised his doubts with Ma Zhongbang. Just this 10,000-year-old Ganoderma. I'm afraid it can't be bought without 8 to million yuan. 8 to million yuan? Director Lu, you're treating money as money. Yefela said, if you add another 0, I'm afraid you won't be able to find a place to buy it. Hearing Yefela's words, even Wang Yang, who was not in the mood to indulge in this meal, became spirited. If what Yefela said was true, the value of this wine was at least 10 million yuan. If that was the case, how much was a cup worth? He was afraid that his lifetime salary would not be able to afford a cup. Of course, Ma Zhongbang and the others had the same thoughts as Wang Yang. They would not easily miss the opportunity to taste good wine. Forget it. It seems that Boss Su is not willing to share it with us. Ha. Ma Zhongbang laughed weirdly. Su Yun gritted his teeth. Fine. Since today is such an important occasion, I won't hide it. Let's drink that. But let's say this first. Leaders, the wine is too strong, and the medicinal properties are too strong. There's not only ginseng and Ganoderma, but also white tiger penis, crocodile tail, golden deer antler. They're all the best. If you feel uncomfortable after drinking the wine, I don't have any special services here. At this time, the smile on Ma Zhongbong's face returned to normal. TSK. Boss Su, what are you talking about? I'm now cracking down on pornography and illegal activities. I can't mess around with those illegal transactions. With such an expensive wine waiting, Wang Yang was not in the mood to leave. We've really made Boss Su spend a lot of money today. It's my duty, Su Yun said repeatedly. Ma Zhongbang hurriedly waved his hand. Mayor Wang, we have the budget for the celebration banquet. The standard is 2,000 yuan. Little Qin said that Boss Su can guarantee that we'll eat well with 2,000 yuan. That's why I came. We're not eating the food of ordinary people. We're spending money, and it's within the rules and regulations. There's absolutely no extravagance or waste. Su Yun really wanted to slap him. He cursed in his heart. F***ck off. In this society, what can you guys eat with 2,000 yuan? Not to mention going to a high-end restaurant. Even if you go to an ordinary fresh fish restaurant, you can't even order a table of dishes. You're F***king eating the food of ordinary people. Once you hear that this wine is so valuable, you must drink it. I'll let you drink enough today, let you drink until you're full. I'll let you try my erguo 2 mixed with whiskey and fake medicine. Let's see if it tastes good or not. Sometimes, we drink just to get in the mood. Good wine must be drunk on a suitable occasion. Su Yun said straightforwardly, today, we'll drink until we're drunk. Everyone took their seats. Other than Wang Yang and his secretary, Ma Zhongbang and Xing Guoliang, Li Mi, and Lu Hong, the ones who lost their seats were Su Yun, Qin Wan Yi Fala, and Lin Gu. Obviously, although Lin Gu was also a meritorious person who should be rewarded by the police station, in front of this group of leaders, he still lowered his attitude and poured wine for everyone. Wang Yang's secretary, Zhang Wei, was also a person who knew what was going on. He knew that he was accompanying the leaders today to serve the police station, so he also stood up and poured tea for everyone. Nowadays, people loved wine, but they weren't so useless that they couldn't help but raise their cups when they saw wine. However, this time, these leaders who had already drunk a lot of good wine couldn't help but be eager to try it. Try it first, everyone, please try it. This wine, tsk, it's definitely very nutritious. Su Yun's expression was quite exaggerated. Ma Zhongbang didn't care about anything else. In front of the leaders, flattery was the most important thing. He could see that Wang Yang wanted to drink a mouthful, so he raised his cup first and touched Wang Yang's cup with the rim of his cup. Moreover, he really couldn't help but want to try this yellow aged wine. Generally, if a wine could reach this color, it would definitely be a good wine for a long time. However, he didn't know that if it was mixed with whiskey, it would also have the same color, and the taste would also become special. Mayor Wang, I'll first offer a toast to you. This time, the police station was able to make such a big contribution because of your support. After Ma Zhongbang finished speaking, he really drank a mouthful. This wine, it was indeed different from ordinary wine. So many expensive things were soaked in it, and the wine had already turned yellow. It was really a rare wine. Seeing Ma Zhongbang's expression of being unable to extricate himself from the aftertaste, Wang Yang couldn't help but raise his cup to his mouth. The wine fragrance overflowed, and the taste was special. When he drank it, he couldn't tell if it was good or bad, but it wasn't that smooth. However, for the sake of so many expensive things, Wang Yang still felt that this wine was really good. Good wine. Wang Yang nodded. It's strong enough. Ma Zhongbang grinned. There are so many good things soaked in it. How can it not be strong? Su Yun smiled, but he sneered in his heart. This was the highest quality erguo 2 he had ever bought, and it was mixed with so many other things. It would be strange if the wine wasn't strong enough. How is it, leader? My wine is the best, right? TSK. To be honest, I can't bear to drink it myself. I really can't bear to drink it. Ha, Boss Su, since you can't bear to drink it, are you going to ask our Mayor Wang to bring a bottle with him when he leaves? Ma Zhongbang raised his eyebrows and said, You're doing business in Shenzhen. If you have a good relationship with Mayor Wang, there will naturally be a lot of benefits in the future. Su Yun's face revealed a pained expression, then he gritted his teeth and said, If Mayor Wang likes it, I'll definitely part with it. At this time, Lin Ge finished pouring wine for everyone and came in front of Su Yun. He didn't want Su Yun to drink this as well. Sure enough, Su Yun pushed the wine bottle away. Leave it for the leaders to taste. I don't need it. Lin Ge immediately took the wine to the side. Su Yun quickly changed the topic. Yonghe is really not easy to deal with. He even saw through our plan. This is hard for me to understand. How did he know that Yi Fala wasn't bailed out, but came out to cooperate with the police? Director Liu. This matter. At this time, Wang Yang lowered his head and said a few words to his secretary, Zhang Wei. Then, he stood up and interrupted Su Yun. I'm sorry, everyone. I'll go to the washroom first. Although Wang Yang interrupted him, the question was still on Lu Hong. Lu Hong was at a loss and didn't know how to answer. Other than the police, only Wang Yang came to the prison to ask about this matter. However, Wang Yang was the deputy mayor. How could he answer this? Lu Hong's phone ringtone was like his savior. He took out his phone and pointed at it in embarrassment. When he saw the caller, Lu Hong was stunned. However, he still stood up worriedly. I'll go out and answer this call. The call was from Wang Yang, who used the excuse of going to the washroom. Chapter 748. Lu Hong walked out of the room and picked up the phone. Leader, why are you looking for me? Come to the washroom for a while. I have something to say to you. There are too many people in the room. It's inconvenient. Wang Yang hung up the phone after he finished speaking. His authority in front of Lu Hong was still very strong. At least, Lu Hong didn't dare to disobey him. Lu Hong was well aware of this and quickly came to the washroom. The washroom was filled with smoke. Wang Yang was holding a cigarette and quietly waiting for Lu Hong's arrival. After seeing Lu Hong appear, Wang Yang took out a cigarette and handed it to him. Lu Hong was flattered. He hurriedly took one and took out a lighter to light it. Director Liu, you are a smart person. You should understand why I want you to come over. Wang Yang smiled slightly. It's just that it's a waste of your talent to be a prison warden in a prison. If there are any opportunities to be transferred in the future, I feel that a talent like Director Liu is more suitable for further development. Hearing this, Lu Hong's face immediately bloomed with joy. Mayor Wang, with your support, I, Lu Hong, will definitely do my best to complete my job. Work inside and outside the prison, I will definitely do both, and I will be strong in both. After waiting for so many years, I've finally found my talent scout. Leader, you're my talent scout. Director Liu, I can be your talent scout, but you have to prove to me whether you are a talent or not. Wang Yang took a puff of the cigarette and said, That day, I went to the prison to ask you about Yi Fala. This is a city secret. It can't be told to anyone else. Lu Hong was stunned. Wang Yang continued, I hope that only the heavens, the earth, you and I will know about this matter. If a third person knows about it, if there is a transfer, it might be arranged by the organization to be an ordinary prison guard in a small prison in a neighboring city. Lu Hong's face changed. He could hear that Wang Yang was threatening him to not talk nonsense. Of course, if the confidentiality is done well, then it might not be so. The police arrested Yonghe and a group of people made great contributions. It is very likely that there will be a change in personnel. Wang Yang smiled. If you think prison is good, I won't force you to change your job. If you feel that you've been locked up for too long, you'd like to get some fresh air outside and have more opportunities to get in touch with the leaders. When the time comes, the police station will definitely have a vacant position for you. Under such temptation and coercion, Lu Hong didn't have a third choice. Lu Hong looked at Wang Yang seriously and said doubtfully, Mayor Wang, you are usually so busy. How can you have time to go to our prison? I think, did you remember wrongly? I really don't remember you coming to the prison to look for me. Hearing this, Wang Yang revealed a satisfied smile. Oh, is that so? Could it be that I've been too busy with work recently and mixed up my dreams with reality? That's right, that's right. Mayor Wang has made great contributions to Shenzhen. He even dreamed of going to our prison to inspect our work. He's really a role model for me, Lu Hong, to learn from in the future. Lu Hong flattered him loudly. He knew better than anyone that Wang Yang didn't want others to know that he went to the prison to ask him about Yi Fala. It was very likely that it was related to Yonghe. Everyone knew that Yonghe had seen through Yi Fala's identity as an undercover informant for the police. Now, it seemed that Yonghe must have gotten the news through Wang Yang. Although Lu Hong had a bright smile on his face, he was cursing in his heart. He really didn't know how much money this son of a B*TCH received to be able to settle this matter. Ha ha ha, Director Lu, after you've been promoted, you must remember to treat me to a drink. Wang Yang's laughter was extremely proud. Okay, let's go back and drink. It's such good wine. If I don't drink a few more cups, I'll be letting my mouth down. Lu Hong nodded and followed behind Wang Yang. He echoed, yes, yes, yes. I must drink with the leader. After the two left the washroom, Chong, who was hiding in the squat, walked out. He held his phone and said, Brother Yun, did you hear what the two grandsons said just now? In the private room, Su Yun nodded and then took off the Bluetooth headset that was clipped to the inside of his collar. It was only after Wang Yang and Lu Hong returned that they began the first round of toasting in the true sense. After a few rounds of drinking the authentic medicinal cuisine and soaked in the fake erguotu, the guys in suits and leather shoes began to blush. When they started talking, their tongues became big. The celebration party started at 6 o'clock and lasted until 10:30 at night. Ma Zhongbang walked out of Xingkai Hotel with the help of Xing Guoliang, and Limi Wang Yang also left in a car under the care of his secretary, Zhang Wei. Only Lu Hong, who came alone, didn't leave. Of course, the remaining erguotu soaked in the fake medicine was also taken away by Wang Yang. Su Yun told him that if he drank 2 taels of erguotu every day for a period of time, he would definitely be able to recover his masculinity when he was 20 years old. To Wang Yang, this was even better than giving him 1,000,000 yuan. Because they were all drinking happily, Yi Fala could still spend the night outside. Qin Wan was responsible for sending her back to prison the next day. Even if she had made a great contribution, if she wanted to serve her sentence outside the prison, there were still many complicated procedures to go through. But since Qin Wan had agreed, she would definitely do her best. Director Lu, did you enjoy your drink? After sending off the others, Su Yun saw that Lu Hong was still standing there and didn't want to leave. He went forward and said, Do you want me to find someone to send you back? Lu Hong shook his head. No need to be so troublesome. Phew, my alcohol tolerance is really getting worse day by day. Even if I go home now, my wife won't let me in. Alcohol is not a good thing. If it wasn't for accompanying the leader, I would really. Phew, I can't, I drank too much. I'd better find a hotel nearby to sleep for the night. How could Su Yun not understand the hidden meaning in Lu Hong's words? This guy was an important person who was related to whether Yi Fala could serve her sentence outside the prison. Su Yun couldn't deny this point. Director Lu, are you slapping my face? What kind of place is this? This is a hotel. If you don't stay here, do you want to go somewhere else? Are you looking down on me? Don't. Brother Su Yun, it's true that we brothers have fate. How can I look down on you? Lu Hong said, If I speak the truth, don't look down on me. With my salary of 3,000 to 5,000 yuan every month, I still have to feed my family. I really can't afford to stay in your 5-star hotel. Director Lu, you really slapped my face. If I still charge you for staying here, how can I still be a human in the future? Although Su Yun said this, he was already scolding in his heart. This bastard pretended to be drunk and played tricks. Who knew what kind of tricks he had in his mind? Lu Hong let out a long breath and pretended to be unsteady as he supported Su Yun. Brother, thank you very much. I can't take it anymore, I'm dizzy. Pigeon, come and help Director Lu. Quickly go and arrange a room for Director Lu to stay. Su Yun directly ordered. Lin Guo went forward to help Lu Hong up and walked towards the guest room. Director Lu, hold on for a while. We'll be there soon. Take a bath later and have a good rest. Thank you, little brother. Lu Hong lowered his head and revealed a smile. You're really generous. Lu Hong is obviously pretending to be drunk, and you really let him stay here. Yi Farah said, Su Yun, actually you don't have to think so much for me. Wan Er said that she would help me apply to serve my sentence outside the prison. As for whether it's successful or not, it's all up to fate and fate. I won't force it. You don't have to do so much for me. Su Yun smiled slightly. This fatty's motive for staying in the hotel isn't simple. It's obvious that he's here for you. What do you mean? Yi Farah was stunned for a moment. Then, he suddenly understood. Whether you can serve your sentence outside the prison, you must have the materials and recommendation provided by him. He has been coveting you for a long time. This is a good opportunity for him. Su Yun, he wants to stay here so that he can take advantage of you at night. Lu Hong knows that you want to be free, so he did this. He definitely won't be honest at night. As he spoke, Su Yun sent a message to Lin Guo. If Fatty Lu asks you for Yi Farah's room number, just tell him directly. Su Yun put away his phone and smiled at Yi Farah. Then we'll beat him at his own game and let this fatty completely give up. Also, I have something to ask him, about Yonghe, about Wang Yang and his secret. What do you want me to do? I'll do my best to cooperate. Yi Farah nodded. After Lin Guo sent Lu Hong to the bed, he took out his phone and looked at the message. Just as he finished reading the message, Lu Hong sat up on the bed. Brother, thank you. Lu Hong said. Lin Guo shook his head. Director Lu, you're too polite. This is what I should do. If you have any requests, just tell me. We have everything here except for the ladies who don't have special services. Yo brother, what kind of person do you think I am? I'm not the kind of person who looks for ladies. Lu Hong said, I don't need anything. Then I won't disturb Director Lu's rest. I'll go back first. After Lin Guo finished speaking, he turned and walked out. Lu Hong couldn't help but call out to Lin Guo. Brother, which room is Yi Farah staying in? Seeing Lin Ji's puzzled expression, he hurriedly explained, You also know that Miss Yi is from my prison. After I know, I feel more at ease. I understand. Lin Guo said, Miss Yi is staying in the room above yours. As he spoke, Lin Guo pointed to the ceiling. Don't worry. Our hotel security is on duty 24 hours a day. Nothing will happen. Lu Hong grinned. Don't worry. Thank you, brother. You can go back to your work. I drank too much and really want to sleep. Director Lu, I wish you a good dream. Lin Guo walked out of the room and closed the door. As soon as Lin Guo walked out, Lu Hong jumped up from the bed, took off his clothes, and went into the bathroom. He fiercely soaked his fat body into the bathtub. He was going on a date with a beauty at night. Of course, the smell of cigarettes and alcohol would affect the mood. Although Lu Hong's body wasn't that good, the mood was still quite good. After leaving Lu Hong's room, Lin Guo immediately called Su Yun back. Brother, I told Lu Hong's sister Ye's room number. This guy is pretending to be drunk. I don't know what he's thinking. I know. It's because he's thinking of something. That's why I asked you to tell him Yi Farah's room number. Su Yun said faintly. It just so happens that I have something to talk to him about tonight. It's better to let him take the initiative than to look for him directly. Chapter 749. Lu Hong washed off the cigarette and alcohol grease all over his body. Then, he twisted his fat body and looked at the mirror in the bathroom to blow dry his hair into a hairstyle that he thought was not bad. He didn't know if it was because the steam in the bathroom was too strong or because Lu Hong was too fat and couldn't stand the tossing and turning, but his body was already covered in a thin layer of sweat after taking a shower. He wiped his forehead, then walked to the clothes rack and took out a bottle of men's perfume from his jacket pocket. He bought it especially for tonight. Then, Lu Hong raised the bottle of perfume and sprayed it at his armpits. He didn't know that the smell of perfume and sweat was even more disgusting than body odor. After spraying his armpits, he sprayed his crotch. After spraying his crotch, he sprayed the back of his neck and chest. Lu Hong sprayed everywhere on his body that he could touch, even the crevices of his feet. It could be seen that he was very strict with himself. Lu Hong didn't feel any heartache even after using more than half of the bottle of perfume. This perfume was worth more than 1,300 yuan. Achoo! Lu Hong was also choked by the strong smell of perfume. This meant that the perfume was very effective. The greasy smell of sweat on his body couldn't be smelled at all. Instead, it was replaced by the smell of perfume and sweat. Lu Hong didn't know if the smell was good or bad, but it gave him confidence after all. Lu Hong came in front of the mirror again and adjusted his expression. He looked at the mirror and said to himself, "Miss Yi, it's me. I have something to tell you. Can we sit down and talk?" After that, Lu Hong shook his head. No, it's too serious. It's not romantic. Cough, cough. Miss Yi, I have good news to tell you. Sit down and listen to me slowly. The fat man practiced in front of the mirror for a while, but in the end, he wasn't satisfied with anything. About half an hour later, he heard the sound of water coming from upstairs through the sewer pipe. He was stunned. Lu Hong really wanted to see the scene of Yi Farah taking a shower. At this moment, he really wished that he had X-ray vision. Lu Hong listened to the sound of water from upstairs obsessively until the sound stopped abruptly. He came back to his senses. It had already been more than an hour. It seemed that he needed to go upstairs to do something. Otherwise, if Yi Farah really fell asleep in a while, his opportunity would not come again. After putting on his clothes, Lu Hong took the elevator to the guest room upstairs. He gently knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Not long after, Yi Farah's doubtful voice rang out from the room. "Who is it?" "Miss Yi, it's me, Lu Hong. I have good news. No, I have something to tell you." Lu Hong stuttered a little. "It's about, whether you can serve your sentence outside the prison in the future." "I think we should sit down and talk about it." Yi Farah opened the door. "Director Lu, it's already quite late. Why don't we talk about it tomorrow?" Not late. "What time is it?" Lu Hong said, "Don't you want to hear my advice on this matter?" Yi Farah stood at the door and hesitated for a while before nodding. "All right, then come in and talk." Lu Hong's face instantly smiled brightly like a flower. He eagerly pushed open the door and entered. Even a fool could tell what was on his mind. However, Lu Hong did not feel embarrassed at all. He believed that Yi Farah would definitely be able to guess his purpose for coming and would even invite him into the room. Then, this matter would be 80% done. It was said that a night of spring was worth 1,000 gold. Lu Hong was very clear about this. Once he entered the room, he quickly closed the door, as if he was afraid of being seen by others. "Director Lu, regarding my serving my sentence outside the prison, shouldn't I first submit an application?" After Yi Farah sat down, he said, "Chief Qin already told me to write the application first. She will help me supervise the rest of the procedures. You don't have to worry about this matter, Director Lu." Yi Farah almost teared up from the smell of Lu Hong's body. What exactly did this guy do to his body to make such a disgusting smell? Lu Hong laughed. "I'm afraid that you don't have to bother me with this matter. After this application is submitted, it must first be approved by my signature. I am the first person to stand up and support and prove that you can serve your sentence outside the prison. This is something that no one can change." "Then I'll really have to trouble Director Lu when the time comes," Yi Farah said. Lu Hong still had an unfathomable smile on his face as he said, "This matter, if I agree, then everything will be smooth sailing in the future. If I don't sign the agreement, then in the future. Then there will be no future." "Director Lu, I will definitely remember this favor of yours," Yi Farah said. "If there is anything that you need me for in the future, I will definitely not be vague or evasive." "Ha ha ha, Miss Yi is indeed an open-minded person. Lu Hong said, "It's just that, I have a small request now. I wonder if Miss Yi can help me solve it?" Yi Fala nodded. "Director Lu, say it. As long as I can do it, I will do my best." Lu Hong stood up and took off his coat as he said in a panic, "Miss Yi, I have really liked you for a long time. When I first saw you, I was deeply unable to extricate myself. Although I am a married person, my married life has never been harmonious. I am also a man, and I also need the appropriate. Miss Yi, you know what I mean. I just hope that you can help me and let me find the feeling of a man's former glory. I swear, I promise, it will definitely be just this once." Yi Fala's face changed. "Director Lu, what do you mean? Didn't I say it very clearly?" "Miss Yi, as long as you sleep with me for a night, I promise that everything will be smooth sailing for you," Lu Hong said firmly. "Then what if I don't agree to your request?" Yi Fala said coldly. Lu Hong's face changed. "Miss Yi, don't forget, if I don't agree, you will still have to stay in prison. At that time, I might not be in the mood to give you a single room and let you live so comfortably. I think you should think it over carefully. Don't throw away your only chance because of a moment of impulse." "I'm sorry, Director Lu. Are you threatening me?" Yi Fala said, "Everything you are doing now is a crime. If people find out, I'm afraid that not only will your position as a prison warden be lost, you will even have to spend a few years in prison." Yi Fala said, "Director Lu, think carefully." Lu Hong saw that Yi Fala did not understand the situation and sneered. "Humph, isn't this what you meant by letting me in? I am threatening you. So what? Because I have the final say in this matter. You can do whatever I want you to do. It's only right for you to repay me. Miss Yi, don't pretend to be pure anymore. We are all adults. Doing something that adults should do is not a big deal, right? Director Lu, it seems that you are really not afraid of others knowing what you are doing." Yi Fala frowned. Lu Hong said proudly, "There are only the two of us in this room. Who else can know?" "Ha ha, of course I am not afraid of others knowing. Even if you go out and say it, no one will believe you." Lu Hong was so proud that he even forgot the idiom, "extreme joy begets sorrow." Su Yun suddenly appeared behind the curtains with a phone in his hand. His smile became even brighter. "Director Lu, your belly is really big. It's no different from someone who's pregnant for 8 months. Ha ha, there are not only the two of you in this room. I was preparing to record a video and accidentally recorded your conversation with Yi Fala. TSK, TSK, TSK. This is not a video that is worth saving. Su Yun, you." Lu Hong's face changed. How could he have thought that Su Yun would appear in Yi Fala's room? He was stunned. "I'm really sorry to disturb Director Lu's good dream." Su Yun smiled and shook his phone. "Director Lu, you definitely don't want this video to be seen by others. This is related to your career." Lu Hong sat down on his butt. Good. You are ruthless. Let's wait and see. Director Lu, don't be in such a hurry to leave." Su Yun reached out and blocked his way. "I'm afraid we are not done talking about this matter. If you don't sign the approval for Yi Fala's sentence outside of prison, I'm afraid that the video in my phone will no longer be a secret between the three of us. As long as you do as I say, I'll delete the video right in front of you the day Miss Yi starts serving her sentence outside the prison." Lu Hong stared and said, "How do I know if you have a backup?" "You have no way to know, but you have no choice." Su Yun said, "Other than trusting me and cooperating with me, you have no chance at all. Maybe the city will order an investigation on you tomorrow." Lu Hong was so angry that his whole body trembled, but there was nothing he could do. "Okay, I promise you. I will definitely help you. You better remember, don't leak this thing out." I will keep my promise." Su Yun smiled. "By the way, Director Lu, I have one more thing to ask you." After that, Su Yun turned on the call recording function in his phone. At that time, Chong called him in the bathroom, so all the conversations between Lu Hong and Wang Yang were recorded in Su Yun's call recording. When Lu Hong heard the recording of the conversation between him and Wang Yang in the washroom, his face turned purple. Su Yun held the phone and looked at Lu Hong with a smile. "Director Lu, I don't only have the video that you want to destroy in my phone. I also have the recording that you want to destroy, right? I will listen to you. You better not mess around." Lu Hong wiped the fine sweat on his forehead. "We can discuss everything. As long as you let me go, I will do anything for you." "Director Lu, don't say it like that." Su Yun said, "I didn't mean to make things difficult for you. It's just a coincidence that I got these two things that are harmful to you. If you don't mind, I can destroy them. But Director Lu must do something for me. This is called reciprocity, isn't it?" Lu Hong's Adam's apple moved, and he swallowed his saliva. "Tell me, what do you want me to do? Wang Yang asked you about Yi Fala's release from prison. You clearly know that this is a secret of the police. Why did you tell him?" Su Yun said, "I'm afraid you know very well that the reason why Yonghe knew about the police's plan is because of Wang Yang's snitch. You have already become Yonghe's protector. You are a law enforcement officer. You should know the consequences of protecting such a serious criminal, right?" Chapter 750. Su Yun suddenly made his move. He grabbed Lu Hong's collar and lifted him up from the sofa. Then, he slammed him heavily onto the coffee table. Lu Hong's body, which weighed more than 200 pounds, was like a little chick in Su Yun's hands. He couldn't fight back at all. Even though the coffee table in this room was covered with thick marble covered with explosion-proof glass, the sound of the stone breaking could still be clearly heard. Lu Hong hadn't exercised for many years. In prison, if he hit a prisoner, no one would dare to fight back. Now that he was hit by Su Yun, the tearing pain from his back was unbearable. He immediately shouted, "I'll cooperate with whatever you want me to say. Why do you have to hit me like this? We're on the same side now. Director Lu, don't think too highly of yourself." "Su Yun, I'm being polite to you now. I already know the nonsense you're talking about. I don't need you to repeat it to me. What I want to hear is not just this. Since Wang Yang could tell Yonghe about the police's plan, it means that their relationship isn't ordinary. After Yonghe is sentenced, he will obviously be locked up in your prison. Everyone knows this. What else does Wang Yang need you to do? Tell me." Lu Hong's neck was choked by Su Yun's hand. He struggled for a long time but couldn't break free. As Su Yun's wrist tightened, Lu Hong began to feel that his breathing became difficult. "Director Lu, don't make it difficult for me. Su Yun, I'm meeting you here today because I have everything under control. I know everything. If you don't cooperate, it doesn't matter at all. You're using your own future to participate in a gamble that you're bound to lose. If I were you, I would choose to leave as soon as possible." In order to protect himself, Lu Hong could only choose to cooperate obediently. I'll talk. I'll tell you whatever you want me to say. After knowing that Yonghe was arrested, Wang Yang called me. He said that Yonghe was his cousin and asked me to take care of him in the prison. He also asked me to find a structural diagram of the prison for Yonghe. He also hoped that I could let Yonghe choose a cell that he liked and give him some power in the prison, such as the power to control the work of the prison guards and not to let him do any heavy work. That was all he asked me to do. He also asked me to swear that I would never mention his call to anyone else. A wicked smile appeared on Su Yun's face. He's the leader of the city. He asked me to take care of one more prisoner in the prison. As long as I don't violate my principles, there's no harm in doing so. Lu Hong said, "No matter how good the location of the prison cell is, it's still a prison cell. Besides, there are prisoners in charge of prison guards in the first place. It's not against the rules for me to give him this authority." "Yes. You arranged all these to do Wang Yang a favor." Su Yun said, "But haven't you thought about why Yonghe wanted the structural diagram of the prison?" Lu Hong frowned. Wang Yang told me that he only wanted Yong-hee to choose a cell that he liked. He wanted him to choose a cell that he thought was warm in winter and cool in summer. Su-yun pulled Lu Hong up from the coffee table. Lu Hong's entire back was still aching. "Director Lu, you're too naive." Su-yun said. Yong-hee wanted the structural diagram of the prison cell and wanted to be the prison guard supervisor. It would be convenient for him to arrange prisoners to work for him. Obviously, he wanted to escape from your prison through the sewer, just like how Scofield escaped from Fox River Prison in the US TV series Prison Break. Lu Hong was not interested in US TV series. He only liked Japanese TV series. He opened his eyes wide and said, "What? What's Scofield? Who is he?" "You won't understand even if I tell you." Su-yun said to Lu Hong, "Go home and watch Prison Break, and you'll understand. Wang Yang is just using you. If Yong-hee escapes from your prison, you know what kind of punishment you will face. If someone knows that you gave Yong-hee the structural diagram of the prison, you'll be the one in jail." Lu Hong looked at Su-yun in disbelief. He felt that Su-yun deliberately made things sound so serious to make him feel uneasy. "Su-yun, I've said what I wanted to say. Can you let me go home now?" "Of course." Su-yun said, "You can leave any time. But I only advise you to go home and watch the US TV series I told you to watch. Then, you'll understand what I mean." After Lu Hong received Su-yun's special pardon order, he was really ready to get up and leave. But in the end, he chose to stop and pointed at the television in the room. "Can I watch American dramas on this television?" "Of course." Su-yun nodded. "If you want to watch it in the hotel, I don't mind you watching it here." Lu Hong didn't sleep for the whole night. He finished watching the first and 22nd seasons. He didn't know if he should say that the US TV series scriptwriter was really imaginative. But combined with Yong-hee's request for the structural diagram of the prison and his desire to be the supervisor of the prison, this guy really wanted to escape from prison. Damn Wang Yang. Lu Hong held the remote tightly in his hand. What bullshit promotion? Changing jobs? These were all bullshit. Once Yong-hee successfully escaped from prison, his job as the prison warden would be over. By then, he wouldn't even have the chance to cry. The only way to protect himself now was to cooperate with Su-yun. Su-yun knew that in this world, every man for himself. Su-yun wasn't surprised that Lu Hong took the initiative to look for him. "Su-yun, I've thought it through. I'm also a victim. I'm being used." Lu Hong said, "I definitely won't help Wang Yang take care of Yong-hee, but you have to help me deal with Wang Yang. If you can't deal with him, he will use his power to kick me out of prison and arrange for his own people to be the prison warden. Then, he will continue to help Yong-hee complete his plan. Do you understand what I mean?" Su-yun nodded. "Of course I understand. But I'm afraid I don't have the ability to deal with Wang Yang. There's only one person who can make Wang Yang step down, and that's you." Lu Hong stared at him. "What?" "Because only you can prove that he went to prison and asked you why Yi Fala was released from prison and how the police planned to capture Yong-hee." Su-yun. "He's the only person suspected of selling the police's plan to Yong-hee. So, you should stand out to testify and report his actions. Then, he will be investigated and step down. You can be the prison warden for the rest of your life." "Is it really as simple as you say it is?" Lu Hong shook his head in disbelief. "Su-yun, the judicial process is very complicated. Even if I report him, before he is officially detained for investigation, I may have already been kicked out." "I'm not sure." Su-yun expressed that there was nothing he could do to help. "That's your problem. Letting you do this is the solution with the least risk. Otherwise, you'll still die. You know what I mean." Lu Hong lowered his head. Su-yun was right. No matter if he cooperated with Wang Yang or not, the result would be the same. He was just a chess piece used by Wang Yang, and the only result was that he would be abandoned. Unless he stood out to fight for his own interests, he would never be able to get up again in this life. Compared to those choices that could only wait for death, fighting with his life on the line was his only choice at this moment. Before doing this, you'd better sign the document regarding Yi Fala's sentence outside of prison. Su Yun smiled. Because only if you help me, I can help you when you need it. We're all people in society and we all understand this. Lu Hong nodded heavily. I'll cooperate with you. I only hope that you can stand out and help me when necessary. Don't worry about this. We all have the same goal. Although I don't like to make friends with people like you, I'll still help you. Su Yun said bluntly, for the same goal, right? Humph, brother, you're really honest. I can't hate you even if I want to. Lu Hong said, since you said so, I'll definitely believe you. I'll definitely help Miss Yi solve her sentence outside of prison. Then, I'll definitely drag Wang Yong down. Su Yun was quite satisfied with Lu Hong's approach. When the sky brightened, Lu Hong also left Xing Kai Hotel. At this time, Qin Wan was going to bring Yi Fala back to prison. Therefore, everyone could only use breakfast to send Yi Fala off. Guagua looked at Yi Fala emotionally and told her, Aunt Yi, you have to take good care of yourself. Otherwise, my big brother Little Boo will worry about you. I'll definitely listen to Guagua and take good care of myself. Yi Fala smiled. If Little Boo contacts you guys, help me tell him that I'm fine and that he doesn't need to worry about me. Can you guys not make it sound like you're going to be separated forever? Su Yun said, she'll be out soon. This is just a small separation. Qin Wan bitterly smiled. Yes, I'll think of a way as soon as possible. Everyone, don't worry. It's getting late. We should go. Su Yun. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Yi Fala stood up and left with Qin Wan. Before she left, she said to Su Yun, I won't let you down. I definitely won't let you regret everything you've done for me. The previous Black Widow Shen Jiang is already dead. Now, I'm me, Yi Fala. Su Yun nodded. I know. Otherwise, I wouldn't have helped you. After watching Qin Wan leave with Yi Fala, everyone went to do their own things. Cho Yun also brought Guagua back to school. This was the nth day that Guagua hadn't gone to school. Cho Yun probably had to explain it to the class teacher. After everyone left, Ruan Qingshuang called out to Su Yun. Su Yun, come with me to the office. There's something I want to talk to you about. Okay. Su Yun nodded. Let's go. The two took the elevator to the CEO's office on the 6th floor. Ruan Qingshuang took out a document from the desk drawer and handed it to Su Yun. Take a look first. Su Yun took the document. It was left behind by Bu Fifan. It was a hotel transfer contract. He had already signed it and transferred the entire hotel to Su Yun. At that time, Yi Fala knew that all her assets would be confiscated if she was arrested, so she had already transferred the hotel and property to Bu Fifan's name. Now that Bu Fifan went to the hunter school, he transferred the hotel to Su Yun. And this. Ruan Qingshuang took out 2 property certificates and some contracts. These are the houses that Fifan gave to Little Dong Bei and Dan Jiahao. I don't even know when he did all this. When did you find out? Su Yun asked. Chapter 751. Su Yun put the property certificate aside. This is the compensation he gave to Dan Jiahao and Little Dong Bei. You can give it to them. They should be rewarded for their efforts. What about the hotel? Ruan Qingshuang said, Yi Fala will be released from prison soon. All of this originally belonged to her. I think you should return it to her. No matter what the outside world thinks of her, even if she has indeed committed a very serious crime, I believe that she is a good person with a sense of responsibility. She has taken all the responsibility for the crimes she has committed and has paid the price for them. Su Yun nodded. I know all of this. I also want to return the hotel to her. But, even if Yi Fala can leave prison, she doesn't have complete personal freedom. Serving a sentence outside prison doesn't mean that she is innocent, nor does it mean that she has some power that ordinary people have. If you want to return the hotel to her, you may not be able to do it. Ruan Qingxuang looked helpless. Then what should we do? I don't have the talent to manage a hotel. It's more appropriate to transfer all of the hotel to you. Su Yun, as for when you can return it to Yi Fala, it depends on when she can completely regain her freedom. You need to understand that people who serve a sentence outside prison are still guilty. Ruan Qingxuang's eyes widened. Transfer it to me? Don't joke around. It's better to have it on you. This way, Yi Fala will feel more comfortable in her heart. I definitely won't accept it. But don't worry. As long as I am needed here, I will never leave. Even if the hotel belongs to Yi Fala, I will use all my energy to run it. Of course I know, because you are a responsible person. Su Yun smiled slightly. Let's not talk about this first. Bu Fifan doesn't want to leave us any trouble. Maybe one day, he will suddenly come back. Ruan Qingxuang shook her head helplessly. I hope so. Actually, we don't need to think so much. Isn't everything good now? Su Yun, Sky Entertainment Group's film and television plaza will be completed soon. When the time comes, I'm going to ask you to be the vice president of Sky Entertainment. Ruan Qingxuang was shocked by Su Yun's words. Don't give me so much pressure. It's already my limit to run such a big hotel. How would I know anything about the entertainment industry? Isn't Zhua Meiyan doing well? I don't have her ability. She's the hero of Sky Entertainment Group, but once Sky Entertainment starts to create a Hollywood of the East, I'm afraid she won't be able to handle it alone. When the time comes, she will need your help. You have to believe in your own ability. Su Yun, at least I think that your talent in management is much higher than mine. Ha ha ha, there are some things that I can't do. It's fine if you let me do odd jobs. Ruan Qingxuang picked up the 2 real estate certificates on the table. I'm going to give these to Little Dong Bei and Dan Jiahao. You should have some free time. Yes, squatting in the office and drinking tea. That's life. Su Yun stood up proudly to get the tea leaves. He was going to make himself a pot of tea and enjoy life. Ruan Qingxuang smiled and left the office. But some people were destined to be restless because God didn't give them the chance to enjoy life. Before Su Yun could finish brewing the tea, he received a call from Wu Yuandong. Brother Dong, you called at the right time. I was just about to drink tea and enjoy life. Su Yun smiled bitterly. If Wu Yuandong didn't have something important to say, he wouldn't have the time to call him. What happened? Wu Yuandong was a little embarrassed. I really do have something to tell you. Yes. Su Yun became serious. We finally found the mastermind behind Ji Feng, Wu Yuandong said. And recently, the mastermind has been brewing a bigger conspiracy. They are trying every means to control the president and get the list of all the important members of the fishing team through the president. Japanese? Su Yun asked. Wu Yuandong nodded. That's right, he's a Japanese. Furthermore, he's the most famous Japanese in the underground world. Su Yun frowned. The most famous Japanese in the underground world? Then it could only be Muto Ichiro. Hiss. Su Yun gasped. What was wrong with him recently? He always met these guys who gave him headaches. Muto Ichiro, the underground world had a name for him, Ghost King. The only Japanese among the 7 kings. The reason why he had the talent to practice ancient martial arts was probably because of his traitorous grandfather. Speaking of which, Muto Ichiro was a Huaxia descendant. His grandfather had betrayed the country during his grandfather's generation. Then, his descendants took the family name of the woman he married. Muto Ichiro's father had mixed the blood of a Japanese woman, and when it came to Muto Ichiro's generation, most of the blood was Japanese. His traitorous grandfather was a famous master of ancient martial arts. Although he betrayed the country, he still didn't let his descendants lose the martial arts. Of course, Su Yun's understanding of Muto Ichiro was not limited to this. Ever since Muto Ichiro's grandfather became a traitor, he relied on his abilities to win an extremely high status in Japan. When it came to the 3rd generation Muto Ichiro, his honor and status were still very high. The infamous Hitsuka Special Forces was created by Muto Ichiro's grandfather, and it was during Muto Ichiro's generation that they became famous. Even the Japanese knew that the Hitsuka Special Forces were also known as corpse stealers. They came from a book called Night of Ghosts. They were ghosts that lived in graveyards. They would steal the bodies of people who had just died and send them to their homes to scare people. They were ghosts that liked to play pranks. Sometimes, they would only cut off a certain part of the body, so they were also called corpse stealers. Obviously, the Hitsuka Special Forces were doing things that couldn't be seen in the light of day, just like the corpse stealers. They helped the Japanese to cover up their crimes and destroy the history of the whole world. Speaking of which, when Su Yun led the Dragon's Fury Special Force, he had once fought against the Heizhong Special Forces. These Japanese were very skilled. They combined the ancient martial arts of Huaxia and Japanese ninjutsu and were very difficult to deal with. At that time, the Dragon Fury team was assigned to escort a batch of evidence of the Japanese invasion of China to the United Nations. Hitsuka's men tried to destroy the evidence midway. The only fortunate thing was that Muto Ichiro had underestimated the strength of the Dragon Fury team and didn't lead the team himself. Although the men he sent were the best of the best, they were still defeated by Dragon Fury. After completing the escort mission, Dragon Fury began to learn about the special forces hidden in the shadows of Japan. Of course, the Hitsuka Special Forces didn't just target Huaxia. Many of the evidence of the Japanese invasion of Korea had been destroyed by the Hitsuka Special Forces. It could be said that the Special Forces were the enemy of the whole world. Their purpose was to destroy history and cover up the crimes of the Japanese. The fact that the Hitsuka Special Forces leader was a descendant of Huaxia was a great humiliation to the Huaxia people. Therefore, no one would admit that Muto Ichiro had anything to do with the Yanhuang bloodline of Huaxia. Su Yun wasn't sure of Muto Ichiro's strength, but someone who was known as the Ghost King and one of the 7 titled Ghost Kings wasn't easy to deal with. Have you gotten a hold of Muto Ichiro's situation? Su Yun finally asked. He should have known that the Japanese would arrange for this notorious man to lead his infamous team in order to fight for Turtle Island and cover up the fact that the island belonged to Huaxia. Wu Yuandong replied, "At first, it was really difficult to track them down. But someone appeared and helped us break the deadlock." "Who?" Su Yun was puzzled. "Pluto. Lang Chen." Wu Yuandong's words shocked Su Yun. Lang Chen was seriously injured. After leaving Shenzhen, he should have returned to Pluto Island to recuperate. Why would he go to Taijing? Furthermore, he was related to Muto Ichiro from Hitsuka Special Forces. What kind of international joke was this? Lang Chen wasn't a good person, but Su Yun felt that as long as he was still human, he wouldn't be so shameless as to work with a traitor. Su Yun was surprisingly calm. He knew that he had to stay calm and keep his head clear. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to figure out the situation. "You're saying that Lang Chen and Muto Ichiro are in contact?" Su Yun asked. Wu Yuandong wasn't sure. "I don't dare to say because I haven't seen Muto Ichiro appear yet. But one thing I'm sure of is that Lang Chen came into contact with Hitsuka Special Forces after arriving at Taijing Island. I'm very sure of this. The Three Lotus Association has many spies in Taijing Island. They have nowhere to hide." "Where did they meet?" Su Yun asked. Given the strength of the Three Lotus Association, it shouldn't be difficult to detect, right? Wu Yuandong sounded a little disappointed. After the other party picked up Lang Chen at the airport, they went directly to the dock and took a speedboat to the international waters. "We can still control everything in our territorial waters, but it's not so simple in the international waters. You know that the high seas aren't protected by the law. Our men have suffered great losses in the high seas, and some of our brothers have died. Therefore, I can't arbitrarily decide to let them take the risk." Su Yun understood. If he were Wu Yuandong, he would have done the same. He definitely wouldn't let his men take the risk in the high seas. "At least we can be sure that Muto Ichiro's Hitsuka Special Forces base is in the high seas." Su Yun nodded. "Their goal is obviously to cover up the history of Turtle Island. But why would Lang Chen want to get involved in this mess? He doesn't seem interested in this. His ambition doesn't lie here either. Wu Yuandong was also puzzled. Unless he has something to ask of Muto Ichiro? Muto Ichiro also has something to ask of him. Is that why the two of them are working together? This wasn't the answer Su Yun wanted to hear. Lang Chen's only request was to deal with him. No matter what, you have to be careful of Lang Chen. Su Yun's entire body tensed up. A while ago, Lang Chen injured me in Shenzhen. He didn't get what he wanted from me. Perhaps he wanted to use Muto Ichiro to do something for him. Muto Ichiro has his own conditions. Perhaps Lang Chen will be a pawn to deal with you. Wu Yuandong realized the seriousness of the situation. Su Yun, I'm afraid there's something I have to tell you. What is it? Su Yun was startled. Lang Chen used to be an important member of the fishing team. He participated in many important and confidential matters of the fishing team. Moreover, he has a good personal relationship with President Lin, Wu Yuandong said. President Lin won't suspect Lang Chen for now. Chapter 752. After ending the call with Wu Yuandong, Su Yun quickly went to look for Lin Gu. There was something he needed to know, something Lin Gu would know better than he did. Lin Gu was in the cost operations department looking for the person in charge to arrange the budget when Su Yun called him to the large warehouses in the backyard of the hotel. Brother, what happened? Lin Gu walked up to Su Yun in a relaxed manner. What do you need me to do? Wu Yuandong called me just now, Su Yun said calmly. What happened to the Sonlian Society? Lin Ji's expression tensed up. Tell me everything you know. Su Yun paused, then added, You know what I'm talking about. There's no need to beat around the bush. Let's skip the steps that only outsiders need to play dumb. Lin Gu paused for a moment, then quickly understood what Su Yun meant. He smiled bitterly and shook his head. Brother, I didn't mean to hide it from you, but I think you have enough on your plate. You don't have the energy to be distracted. During the few days you were in Taiwan, you already helped the Sonlian Society solve a huge problem. When you weren't in Xinjiang, Lang Chen suddenly appeared. We relied on pure luck to win the battle. If little Dong Bei hadn't stepped forward, if Gu Zueran hadn't suddenly appeared, you know very well what the final outcome would have been. You shouldn't be thinking too much about Taiwan now. I know Brother Dong is a good friend, but you've helped him and the Sonlian Society. You've done enough. No one can say anything about it. I'm not doing this for the Sonlian Society. Su Yun, I know you're saying this because you know that CFAIs and his men are keeping an eye on Muto Ichiro and his Haizuka unit. They're all fellow disciples who grew up with you. It's understandable that you trust them. Brother, since you know this, don't think too much about it. Lin Gu said, I believe that things will be handled well. Su Yun rubbed his forehead. Don't you want to participate and fight alongside CFAIs and the others? Lin Gu didn't deny it. Of course I do, but the old man gave me something more important to do. Let you stay by my side? Is this the important thing that Lu Xuanji gave you? Su Yun, then can you tell me why? I don't know. Lin Gu shook his head. But the old man said that there will be a day when you will need me by your side, and I will need you by my side. Therefore, I can't leave you to fight alongside Brother Zhe. Su Yun nodded. All right, I won't argue with you about this. But one thing you can't deny is that you and CFAIs are connected. Therefore, it's impossible that you don't know that the Japanese are backed by the Haizuka unit. It's the infamous unit led by Muto Ichiro's traitorous family. I admit I know, Lin Gu nodded. After I went to Taiwan, I knew who Brother Zhe was fighting with. Then why didn't you tell me? Su Yun asked. Lin Gu didn't know how to answer. I just didn't want you to get involved. I didn't want you to get involved in the Three Lotus Gang. I admit that Lin Sihai is a good person, a righteous person, and a responsible person. This is why I recognized him as my godfather. If I could, I would even give up everything for a person like him. But you can't, brother. I can't let you get involved in the Three Lotus Gang. Pigeon, you're wrong. Su Yun shook his head. This isn't about the Three Lotus Gang anymore. This is about the sovereignty of the country. The Japanese have already started to do these disgusting things in private. Huaxia is such a great country. Why would we think of such a despicable scheme? The Baoyu unit needs support. Lin Gu nodded. They already have support. The old man has already asked Brother Zay to intervene. I don't know what Brother Dong told you. Muto Ichiro's Hizuka unit is indeed difficult to deal with. Otherwise, Brother Zay wouldn't have wasted so much time on this matter. But I believe that they will solve this problem. Su Yun took a deep breath. He told me that Lang Chan appeared in Taiwan and is most likely involved in Muto Ichiro's matter. They might have reached an agreement on something. I think that CFAIs is already having a hard time dealing with Muto Ichiro. What if Lang Chen is involved? This news caused Lin Gu to fall completely silent. The situation seemed to be more troublesome than he had imagined. Lang Chen has suffered such heavy injuries, and the ghost Dr. Pang Juanda is no longer by his side. What else can he do? Lang Chen used to be a core member of the Baoyu unit, Su Yun said. This news was indeed shocking. Lin Ji's eyes widened. If this was the case, then the secret that Lin Sihai had been trying to protect was basically in Muto Ichiro's pocket. The Three Lotus Gang has already noticed this. I believe that CFAIs must have noticed it too, Su Yun said. They need our help now. Because helping them is helping myself. Lang Chen won't help Muto Ichiro for free. What deal they have with each other must have something to do with me. You mean that Lang Chen wants to use Muto Ichiro to deal with us? As a reward, he can tell Muto Ichiro some information about the Baoyu unit? Lin Gu said, Isn't Lang Chen too impulsive? Su Yun nodded. But a person who has been possessed by the devil will not have the concept of righteousness in his heart. Brother Dong also told me that Lang Chen and President Lin have a certain personal relationship, and President Lin has great trust in Lang Chen. Muto Ichiro is not a fool. He must know how to take advantage of this relationship. If Wu Yuandong thought that he could persuade President Lin not to contact Lang Chen, I'm afraid he wouldn't have called me. Wu Yuandong is the same kind of person as us. He doesn't like to trouble his friends when he can solve problems by himself. Hiss. Lin Gu sucked in a cold breath. This meant that Lin Sihai was already at the edge of a cliff. Brother, what should we do? Lin Gu said, if Lang Chen and Muto Ichiro made a deal, their first target would be Shenjiang. Lang Chen's target is you, Guagua, and all of us. We're all involved in this conspiracy, Su Yun said. That's why I called you out. We need to prepare in advance. Otherwise, Muto Ichiro's Heizuka unit will catch us off guard. I'm sure you can imagine how difficult it is to deal with them. CFAI's personal ability and leadership skills were outstanding, but he had wasted a lot of time dealing with Muto Ichiro. Obviously, Muto Ichiro is more difficult to deal with than we thought. Now that he has Lang Chen's help, I don't need to say more. You know how dangerous the situation is. The situation was imminent. Lin Gu realized the severity of the problem. Brother, what do you think we should do? I'll support you. Instead of waiting for death, we should take the initiative, Su Yun said. Strike first, catch them off guard, and catch them off guard. Lin Gu nodded. You mean we should go to the open sea? That's right, Su Yun said. We need to join forces with Tri-Lotus and CFAIs. When are we going to do it? Lin Gu was ready. I'm afraid we don't have enough people. Not long ago, after we left Taiwan, Brother Zay's men were ambushed by Heizuka unit. Su Yun frowned. How's CFAIs? He's fine, but the others were seriously injured. They've been sent back to the Caribbean to recover. Lin Gu said, Actually, I'm worried about Brother Zay. He's the only one left who's defending Taiwan against Muto Ichiro's Heizuka unit. Heizuka's unit has about 30 elites. Now that I think about it, I'm quite impressed by Brother Zay. In 3 months, he's killed more than 20 of Heizuka's elites. Su-yun thought for a while. If they have that many people, it won't be easy for us to take them down. Lin Gu nodded. That's true. All of us combined, plus Wu Yuandong and the others from Tri-Lotus, we only have a dozen people. Su-yun said, I fought Heizuka's men before. They're all very strong. After all these years, we've improved, so have they. Plus, they have Lung Chen's help. A starving camel is still bigger than a horse. Lung Chen may be injured, but he's not to be underestimated. Most importantly, I've never fought Muto Ichiro before. I've never heard of his strength. Lin Gu said, you can ask Brother Zay about this. Maybe he's fought Muto Ichiro before? Muto Ichiro is as famous as your family's old Master Lu. Su-yun said, if CFAIs really had a direct confrontation with him, I'm afraid it would be disastrous. He's still alive and kicking, so he probably hasn't fought Muto Ichiro. We have to be prepared for this. But no matter what, we have to take the initiative. When are we leaving? Lin Gu asked. Su-yun thought for a while and decided. Tonight's flight. There were many things he had to take care of before he left. First, he had to ensure the safety of Ruan Qingshuang and Guagua. While they were attacking Taiwan, Su-yun couldn't guarantee whether Muto Ichiro's Heizuka had already attacked Xinjiang. It seemed that Guagua had wasted too much of her classes this semester. Su-yun could only apologize and ask Ruan Qingshuang to take Guagua to Qingdao for a while. Tang Zhou would take care of them there. Zhang Wanning and Zhang Yongliang would also be with them. No matter what, these two were first-class experts. They could easily take care of small things. Xinkai Hotel was naturally left to Chang and the Three Tigers of Nanqing. Su-yun believed that they had the ability. Lin Gu and Chou Yun had to go with him. Su-yun also needed the help of Zhua Meiyan, Zhua Yeming, and Wang Zhe in Jibei. Su-yun even had to bring Little Dong Bei, his secret weapon, with him. There was also Wu Yuandong from the Taiwan Three Lotus Society, as well as Di Zihang and the two trustworthy leaders of the Long Liang Society. Although they didn't know if they could fight Heizuka, it was definitely a strong team. Moreover, the addition of Su-yun and CFAIs, the two main DPS experts, gave everyone a sense of security and a sense of trust. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.